It's game day here at the Prep Baseball Feature Games, and it has a decided rivalry feel to the proceedings as we'll bring you this watch party from the Lake Point Sports Baseball Village. This is our parade of the top uncommitted players in the class of 2027 and the culmination of so many players' dreams as they show out for a horde of college coaches with everyone's focus on August 1st and the opening of the recruiting window. I'm Cory McCartney, joined along by Grayson Rosen. I will also be joined along the way by a host of feature gamers here in studio. Did a lot of interviews here today. I'm going to be excited to share those with you. We'll also have 3 games for you: Georgia versus Florida, Ohio versus Michigan, and Illinois versus Indiana. First pitch on all those was slated to be right around 8:30, may take a little bit closer towards 9 p.m. This, of course, always a big event for us in terms of the level of talent that we have on campus, Grayson. And this one absolutely measures up. 55 players within the top 100 in the nation, 18 players who are ranked number 1 in their respective states. Once again, feature games here to show out.
Yeah, and just in this slate, we've got some fantastic names you're going to be able to watch, and it's going to be just a blast. These late night games, we haven't really done this. We haven't really done nighttime broadcasts here. At least, we've gotten the sun going down a couple of times. Maybe back at GDC this year we got the sun down, but this one's looks like we're getting close to the sun going down over the hill that kind of makes things dark over here at Lake Point. So we're going to have a show under the lights.
Well, if you want to blame anyone for us going on so late, it's a year ago. Georgia and Florida was an absolute epic, and of course 2 of the biggest talent hotbeds in the nation. So we of course had to bring you that matchup. And again, I mentioned this; it's a decided rivalry feel because this really feels like a big college football Saturday when you take these 3 matchups. We got our version of the cocktail party here with Georgia and Florida, Ohio and Michigan, the I will say greatest rivalry in all of sports, and Illinois and Indiana. So another Heartland Midwest matchup for you there as well. And again, tricking towards around between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. These kind of games are a little bit different format if you've never tuned in for the feature games before. They're going to get all the pitchers that are on the docket the opportunity to pitch, so that may mean decided, regardless of what the scoreboard says, they might play an extra inning to try to get through 8 to make sure they get all these pitchers the opportunity to get on the mound. And we are going to see some fantastic arms in this one, especially in this Florida-Georgia matchup. Going to have Logan Bristol's going to start things off for Florida, going off against Chubb Jones Jr. for Georgia. Really, I mean, it gets no better than this.
Yeah, and then you go down the list, and it just stays good. As the game goes on for both those states, the pitching is so strong, and you're going to see some strong pitching elsewhere. So I know Indiana, Illinois, it looks like they're doing warm-up pitches right now for the top of the first. So Illinois is about to get things rolling offensively, and Indiana going to give it their all as well. But a lot to look forward to tonight, and obviously our eyes kind of naturally shift to that Georgia squad just because it's the guys we get to see. But pretty amazing. You're going to early in this game you will get looks at least the top 3 players in the state of Georgia, being Kaden Dawson, Chubb Jones Jr., and Hayes McGinnis.
Yeah, by the way, we're going to see Ohio in action. Devlin Daniel was the First Form Workout Warrior Award for his performance during yesterday's workouts. He was at 99 outfield velo, was an absolute monster. So congratulations to Devlin on winning that. Now we cut to our field view, and as Grayson mentioned, Illinois and Indiana getting underway there. So bring as much information as we can on all these players, and it is a lot to keep up with as we'll be bringing you so much across the entirety of this game window. Yeah,
Cole Cheatham getting the start on the mound for Indiana. He's actually already given up a hit to the leadoff batter. That's Talbert for Illinois.
Yeah, Cole Cheatham is an absolute treat. We had him here for playing for Canes Midwest multiple times this summer out of Union County, Indiana. Top-ranked right-handed pitcher in Indiana. He's 3rd overall in the class, number 27 at that position nationally. He's got a fastball up to 95 miles an hour. Also works in a curveball 80 to 81, a changeup in the 86 to 90 range, and a slider 78 to 81. So you're talking about a guy who gives you a lot to look at, going all the way from 95 all the way down to 80 miles an hour. Georgia, Florida, by the way, you see Black Cobra Media out there giving some love to the umpires. Prep Baseball doing a little something different this year. They have a featured game of the day for each of their game days, and this, of course, is going to be their featured game for this window, which is why we're broadcasting this window. We were trying to accentuate what they're doing. So Georgia and Florida is that featured game for today. So we wanted to give you what we obviously were excited about matchup-wise, but we're not the only ones excited about this one. And someone's going to get away from the catcher there as Cheatham's going to take the mound with a runner at third. Tough on catchers. That's, I think, the biggest. If you had to have a takeaway from future games, I don't know there's a more difficult position for anybody to play in this event than a catcher, because the number one job of these pitchers is to make the most of their opportunities in front of these scouts. And these guys are going to run up the radar gun, and you've got a guy behind the plate who has probably never caught this kid before, and you got to figure things out in a hurry.
Exactly. And the other part as well is that a lot of catchers are used to getting like a full game. You get the full game. You typically get, if you're a very good catcher and you're up for the occasion, you're going to catch the whole tournament.
Yeah.
These guys are going to get individual looks. You're going to get swapped out, and that right there, a sac fly to score the first run for Illinois. But these catchers are going to get looks, and most teams have a couple of guys catching for them. I've seen like 3 or 4 as we were going through workout day yesterday for most states. So you're going to see different catchers hopping in, and that changes a lot of things. And that's going to be another transition where it's like, okay, new pitcher comes to the mound and a new catcher comes out.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole new dynamic with the battery entirely changing, which you don't typically see in a regular gameplay.
This is one of my favorite names in this entire event, by the way, up right now for Illinois. This is Cash Van Houten.
That is a strong name.
Yeah, Canton High School in Illinois. He's the 3rd-ranked shortstop in that state, 7th overall. Was a 23 junior feature gamer. And we are getting our action a little bit closer to being underway in Georgia and Florida. Van Houten runs a 6.9 60. Exit velo's around 97.5. So we can do here with 1 down, already a 1-0 lead for Illinois.
Yeah, you can see Logan Bristol's warm-up pitches right now on that top right corner for Florida.
I always think one of the biggest obstacles for us in these watch parties is juggling so many different lineups and rosters as you go through this and try to keep track of anything.
I wish everybody could see what Cory's screen looks like right now, because it is chaos. It is just so many.
This is a show and tell kind of show. So it's like, you see all the tabs. Pages. Can you see all the many tabs that I have open up? And this is how we operate on these watch parties is I put together notes on 20-plus teams for this thing. So, and then we had so many different guys coming in and out of here for interviews that we did that we'll roll into here along the way, part of this watch party. But, you can't go into this not trying to give everybody their due, and that means a whole lot of legwork to get everybody ready for this thing. So, but excited to do it, and certainly excited to see what these guys are going to have in store for us. You mentioned Logan Bristol be on the mound here, start things off for Florida North Broward Prep, 3rd-ranked right-handed pitcher in the state, 13th overall. He runs it up to 92. That one will be 92.3. Had Davis Wilson in here. You'll hear from Davis here in a little bit. Played for NorCal earlier today. In his 2 innings of work, he struck out 3. His very first pitch today was 93 miles an hour. He had 5 pitches up to 93, so guy who made the most of his opportunity without question.
Yeah, you got to love it as well. I've seen so many guys that, they're throwing like their first pitch of the weekend, and you just kind of see the scouts' eyes light up. Obviously, they know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
These scouts from these colleges know exactly what they're signing up for when they step out here. But it's always funny when like a guy steps up and like in warm-ups he's like already at 90, and they're like, whoa. And then he throws like the first pitch, and you just see like every guy in a seat and every guy behind them just like, oh, okay. and then you get to watch the rest of the outing for the guys. And the other thing is like, you can come out here and give up some hits, but as long as you give the scouts what they're looking for, that's really the goal. You can't really hang your head if you give up a couple hits, maybe you walk a batter or two. As long as you're showing off your stuff, it's not going to change.
Yeah, and look, I think a lot of times the scout can look at a guy and be like, I can work with that.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily about are they generating swing and miss. It's, okay, that pitch has got a great shape to it. I can work with the composure on the mound. This guy's obviously got talent in that arm. How do we unlock it? So I think that's certainly some of it. Look, you're going to sometimes have guys who are just going to come out here and be completely lights out, and it's going to be no question that every scout in here in attendance is going to want to get that guy's number in a hurry. But there's a lot of stories to be told out of a future games, and we're now seeing them unfold for so many of these guys. That was Braden Little, by the way, from Georgia, who drew the leadoff walk.
And I think that was great evidence of exactly what we just talked about. Logan Bristol just threw 93.3 on that ball to walk the batter. That is something where, scouts can be like, okay, he barely missed the zone at 93. I think I could work with that.
Mikhail Moon is now at the plate for Georgia. Mikhail, a frequent visitor here to Lake Point Sports.
And one in the on-deck circle as well.
Mikhail out of East Forsyth, 9th-ranked outfielder in Georgia, 36th overall. This guy can absolutely fly. Runs a 6.8 460, matches that with exit velos that are near triple digits. So Georgia going with a couple really tough lefties. Moon is a switch hitter. He's primarily been hitting, though, from the left side for the last couple of years, but he can bat righty if need be. Bristol blows that by him at 91.5.
Bristol's build just really reminds me of Matthew Sharman up there on the mound.
Yeah, I got that. I see that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe I think it's the pants. I don't know what it is, but seeing him up there just made me think Matthew Sharman.
Let's get into our pitching matchup here for Illinois. They got Kaden Wozniewski. Caden's actually going to join me in studio tomorrow out of McHenry High School in Illinois. He's the #1 ranked third baseman in Illinois, but also runs it up to 92 on the mound.
Yeah, and if we're mispronouncing that, he'll correct us tomorrow.
It's got to be Wozniewski.
There's no telling.
I'll know for sure in about 24 hours. Kaden pumps that in for a strike.
Swing and a miss for Moon. Going to go down on strikes.
So they're going to go from Moon for the first out, and that's going to bring up another familiar face for us here. It's Austin Tambora, Lake Point sports athlete, member of our Lake Point athlete program. Excited to see Austin. You guys spent some time doing a bat review, Rawlings bat review with him. He did a photo shoot for us. If he missed his glove shopping experience that he did with us here at the Rawlings store on campus, that was a lot of fun. There's a throw down to second. Little goes across the bag. Did they get him?
I think they got him on the first tag. Yeah.
Nice job on that throw down. So Little down off the caught stealing, and now 2 outs for Tambora.
And just look at the 2 velos that are up on the screen right now, by the way. We're seeing some heat right now from both the starting pitchers, being for, is that Indiana? Sorry.
That's Illinois. That's
Illinois and
Wozniewski.
Florida.
Yeah.
Can't keep up.
Ooh, that was an absolute bullet, 92.1. Yeah, so Sean Duncan, Prep Baseball president, likes to tell me that every time somebody hits 90 at the feature games, a bell rings. So it's kind of like It's a Wonderful Life, where every time teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Well, a scholarship gets its wings on the way to one of these players.
If there was a bell ringing,
it would
right
nonstop.
now,
It would just be nonstop, right?
I would be vacating the scout tower right now if there was a bell up there. If anybody wants MLB news, the Seattle Mariners just acquired first baseman Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks.
Okay, so Diamondbacks
cue the
in
beginning
sell
of the fire
mode.
sale.
So I'm sure Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen to follow.
Yeah, and Eugenio Suarez not far behind.
Yep.
There's a swing and a miss right
Wozniewski
there.
gets a strikeout for out #1. Still 2 down here as Tambora's got a 3-1 count.
Seeing some serious heat from. You said Wozniewski? Is that what we're going with? Okay.
All right, Tambora draws a walk, so he's going to be aboard with 2 outs.
Got to root for our guy. Love to see him getting on base.
That's going to bring up Maddox Urgazinski out of Brookwood. Spent some time during the Georgia Dugout Club tournament with Maddox, and this guy is a special talent too. 3rd-ranked shortstop in Georgia, but he also runs it up to 91 on the mound. And he had the real benefit of 2 years ago, and I talked to him about this when he was a freshman. He had one of the most impressive pitching rotations around him in the nation. 3 Division I players around him. And he learned a lot, and he said that showed him how to be composed and how to attack hitters, and has certainly made him into an absolute 2-way weapon for Brookwood.
Yeah, I mean, that rotation was unbelievable. I remember on recordings of Peach Fuzz, Ian Smith saying they were the best rotation in the nation. Yeah,
and I think he had absolute reason to believe that.
I'm just waiting for the moment where Wozniewski hits 95. He's hit 94.9, 94.8, 94.6. I want to see that 95 pop up for him. That one 93.8 fouled off.
Yeah, going back to that rotation, they had Jackson Barbieri, who Jackson is now at Florida. He was the 7th-ranked player in the state. You had Charlie Foster, now at Georgia. He was the 9th-ranked player. And then, not to be outdone, they also had Clinton Harris at Auburn. So they just had 3 guys in the top 28 in their state, just absolute all flamethrowers, every one of them. I remember talking to Clinton Harris about it, and he just said it was just like, all right, everything you can do, I can do better. And they would just like roll from one guy to the next, and they were all just ready and able to try to outdo one another, and it was devastating for anybody they had to face.
Yeah, Wozniacki getting the second strikeout of the inning on Liam Delp, frozen with the breaking ball.
So 2 down in both games. Rogozinski's got a full count now. Tambora's still at first. It is humid here, even for a guy from Florida.
I mean, we did just get like a light rain
Yeah.
during the beginning of these games that probably just made it that much more humid. But the sun is going down. It looks like we're getting a good sunset with the cloudy sky out there.
So another walk, back-to-back walks, and Georgia's now got runners at first and second. And we'll bring us Carson Reeves from Buford. Digging the bat from Carson Reeves. Is that one of those members-only bats?
It might be.
Those have become a hot-ticket item.
Yeah.
Carson, the 17th-ranked outfielder in the state, 74th overall. Talked about the pitching rotation. He's got Logan Bristol going now for Florida. Chubb Jones Jr. about to take the mound here shortly for Georgia. Tristan McPherson is the next pitcher due up for Florida.
Looks like the inning is going to end there with a ground out from Drake McClurg.
One of the weirdest things about future games is when a guy, they don't want to run up a guy's pitch count too. So sometimes the inning will just end. So they'll just roll it. So every once in a while that happens.
Typically we'll see that in their second inning of work.
Yep.
See what Bristol's got there. And a perfectly placed fastball to start off the at-bat.
He goes 92.2 to start off Reeves. If Reeves gets on, we're going to see Daniel Biondo. Caught up with Daniel Biondo for one of our Road to the Future Games features out of Denmark. There's the 0-1. That one is ripped down the first base side, foul. I mentioned the number of players that we had come in studio here for interviews. It was pretty much car wash atmosphere there for a little bit. Had Cole Dunlap from Oklahoma, Davis Wilson from California, Wisconsin's Logan Hagman, Kaden Dawson from Georgia, Tennessee's Jaden Pearl, and Alabama's Paul Barnett. You'll hear from all of them as we roll along in this, and they were all a lot of fun. Everybody being good sports as we roll out a kind of a game show atmosphere for part of these interviews, and everybody's done. They've held their own.
Yeah, the random questions are very fun. Very fun aspect.
We got a 1-2 count. Runners at first and second for Georgia. Still got Cole Cheatham on the mound for Indiana as this one is rolling along to inning number 2. 1-2 count to Reeves. Get away from the catcher, and runners will both advance. So we've got 2 guys in scoring position now for Georgia, see if they can cash in. Again, if Reeves gets on, we'll see Daniel Biondo. He'll be Biondo thrilled to have some base runners should he get up in this situation. I've never done that to Daniel yet, so we'll go ahead and drop a punt on him.
You've got Tambora on third and Rogozinski at second, so the speed is there. If anything gets put in play,
they've got guys who can absolutely fly at second and third right now. Reeves pops him up down the right side. Pitch count's getting up there for Bristol. He's thrown 27 so far in the inning.
Yeah. And Reeves is probably no stranger to hitting with runners in scoring position, playing at Buford.
Yeah, seriously.
Playing with a star-studded squad.
Right, here comes another 2-2 from Bristol. Did he get him in the outside corner? He did. Logan Bristol, Strands 2, Georgia and Florida remains scoreless. I'm going to go ahead and roll to the first of one of our player interviews, and let's get to know Cole Dunlap from Oklahoma, the #1 player in that state. Now joined in studio by Cole Dunlap out of Oklahoma, the #1 player in that state in the class of 2027 out of Edmond Memorial High School. Cole, man, appreciate you stopping by. Good to see you, man. Appreciate it.
Sir.
Tell me about the expectations for future games. You've been here before for the juniors. You kind of knew what to expect. Next time around, what's it all like?
I mean, I was expecting a lot. It's a lot of fun out here. I just seeing today. So I was originally going to come last year and then decided not to. I had some. We did some other event, and so coming out here this year and seeing this has been crazy. Seeing all these scouts in the stands, just right behind, is outrageous. So
when you were doing juniors, did you ever make your way over to the bigger guys and watch them in action, or did you just do your thing and skip?
I kind of just did my thing. I was gonna come watch one day, and then we had some. I think me and my parents went and did something. So
okay, we've got you a day before you're going to throw a couple innings here against Mississippi. Tell me preparation, like you've now seen it. You got to sit down and watch your guys play a game. You got to kind of take in the whole atmosphere. What's the preparation like going into tomorrow?
Really a lot of recovery. I had a little bullpen yesterday, and then I played a little catch today, so I'll get a little recovery in tonight. And I mean, this team that I'm playing with they've got some guys that can go. So, I mean, the field behind me is crazy. I can get the ball and play and not have to worry about any errors or anything. So, I mean, I'm ready to go.
We've got you with a fastball around 93, changeup around 86, curveball 78 to 84, the slider in the 85, 86 range. Sorry. Rank those pitches for me in terms of the most effective.
I definitely say curveball. Curveball is my go-to pitch. I love throwing it. I feel like I can throw it for a strike pretty much every time. Fastball will definitely be my 2. I can get a lot of ride on it. I can sink it every once in a while, so that's great. I've been throwing a little bit of a harder changeup, kind of power changeup from now or a couple weeks ago. It's been doing pretty well for me, so that'll be my 3. And then slider is kind of my out pitch. If I need something different, then I'll throw it. But
so you just started doing this power changeup, and it's already the #3 pitch for you. What kind of change was it? The grip? Was it just how hard you're throwing it?
So I'm going with more of like a splitter grip, but it is it's like the Paul Skeens, the Splinker.
Okay.
It's kind of like that. I'm just going off the seam and splitting my fingers at the seam.
When did you get to the point where you felt like I can take this in game? Because I'm sure you've been tinkering with it for a while, but
it took me about 2-3 months. So, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable with it now, and I've been throwing it pretty well. So
tomorrow you're going to work with a catcher that you obviously have maybe never worked with before. Are you already having conversations about what that's going to be like when you guys re-game together?
For sure.
What's that process like?
A lot. It's a lot of them knowing most of my stuff. If I'm not feeling the fastball right, I'm going off speed. It'll mostly go to curveball, maybe splinker every once in a while. I can go to the slider if I need to. So, yeah.
Do you have a pitch in particular that this is the one where it can be completely hit or miss when you're in the bullpen, whether or not it's going to be working?
Slider normally. That's why it's been my 4, because I just haven't been as comfortable with it as I am with my other 2 pitches.
Is it just a matter of, like, if it's not going, I'm not going to try to push it, and I'm not going to try to get it on, and I'm just going to roll with the other stuff?
Yeah,
but do you feel like you have to get to the point where I may have to start to, like, really push myself to make it work?
Sometimes, but honestly, I think I can work so well with my other 2 off-speed pitches that I never really worry about it.
I tell you, I saw the 2025 Panini Stars and Stripes Baseball set. They have a signature card for you, a materials card. Are you trying to get your hands on those when those are out there? I mean, because you could go on eBay and pick those up, but do you want those? Like, what's it like, number one, when you can see that you've got those cards, and number 2, trying to get your hands on them?
I mean, my parents have definitely tried to get their hands on as many as they can, but USA sent me a couple, so I've had a couple that I just have at the house and laying around. But we've had to scour eBay a couple times trying to find them, so Yeah.
Did they just send you the standard ones? Did you guys get the signature ones? What send you directly?
They sent me a couple of the signature ones, and then they send me like 5 of each standard.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So your high school, Ed Memorial High School, famous alumni Bill Self.
Yes.
What's the trophy case like there at school, and especially in terms of basketball, when you got a guy like that that's come out of there?
It's pretty cool. We've got there's a little we have a little like so we have stairs down to our gym, and then we have a big long wall that goes, and we've got 2 gyms, and one is just like for our PE class, and then one's our actual basketball gym. And I mean, the wall's pretty big, and we have a pretty big little trophy rack right there. So, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, looking to add to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. One of the great things we've been doing, we've had guys here in studios playing a little game called Random Questions. Producer Jack, let's roll us in with the intro. All right, so the way this is going to work is he's going to give me 3 random numbers between 1 and 100. These questions were all generated by ChatGPT. So Jack's going to give me your 3 random numbers, 1 through 100. We're going to put you on the spot with these questions.
Okay.
Jack, what's his numbers?
27,
27.
56,
Okay.
and 90.
27, 56, and 90. All right, number 27. Would you rather play one game wearing clown shoes or oven mitts?
Probably clown shoes, because it feels like I have clown shoes on all the time because my feet are so big for how small I am.
Well, most guys are wearing oven mitts anyways
Yeah.
nowadays, right? Everybody's got the sliding mitts, so that's pretty much in line with that. What's your most ridiculous pregame pump-up ritual?
Pump up ritual. So I'm a little weird. I do a little bit of meditation and stuff before I go to my like getting kind of hype and getting into it. But I mean, the meditation's not really pump up, but that's been my weirdest thing that I've been kind of ridiculous with. And I got to the point during school ball where I'd go out, shoes off, socks off, and just walk the
Grounding.
Yeah. Love it.
Tell me about the meditation. Are you doing it to music? Is it mantra stuff? Is it visualization? Like what's the entire process like?
Visualization, a lot of visualization. And then I'll do it to music every once in a while if I need to like get my breath right. If I'm not breathing good for the day, and I don't feel right, then I'll do breathing and kind of feel that. But visualization has been a big thing.
Are they guided meditations, or do you kind of just have your process is just awareness of breath? Like what's that kind of setup like?
I kind of just have my like process of how it's feeling.
All right. Final one, number 90. What song would you sing in a karaoke contest?
Ooh. It would probably either be, I'm a little weird with my music. I can go from country or rap or rock, so I'd probably have to pick between 2. Probably, I would say either Heartache Medication by John Party or Worth It by YK Osiris.
Those are 2 very different ends of the spectrum. If you have to win, though, which one's the song to win by? Which one of those is winning?
Worth It.
Worth It?
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
It's been a favorite song for a long time.
All right. Well, he's Cole Dunlap. Going to see him in action tomorrow for Oklahoma. Cole, man, appreciate it.
Sir.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Cory McCartney. And we know Grayson Rosen as we rejoin you for our watch party here, Illinois and Indiana. Illinois up 4-0 over Indiana in that one. Georgia and Florida remain scoreless as that one's in the second inning, and Logan Bristol is back on the mound. Michigan and Ohio really gets no better than that, right? When you spit those two states against one another, they are scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. Right now for Michigan, you're getting a look on the mound at Ryder Concannon. He's going to be followed by Jackson Fawcett. And, talking to both parties from Michigan and Ohio, they are amped up for this one. They're going to throw everything they can at one another to win that battle. I hate to break it to everybody. They don't really like each other very much. All right. Again, we have been joined by so many great players, future gamers throughout the day today. Got Kaden Dawson in action for Georgia right now. He stopped by right before the game, so let's get to know Kaden a little bit more. Georgia's #1 player as he stopped by in studio. Very sweaty Kaden Dawson, the #1 player in Georgia, just got done out of the cages, man. I knew you guys are fired up. You're back for another year of this. Tell me about being back here on these fields with the Georgia guys.
It's first off, it's a blessing to be back here, and it's a great accomplishment for the second year in a row. And it's just a great energy being out here. There's all the coaches out here. You're getting your first real sense of what it's going to be like to play at the college level with the pitching. So honestly, it's a great experience.
I mean, you were here last year, and it's like almost like that look but don't touch because the coaches can see you, but they can't reach out to you August 1st. This is a different time for you now.
Yes,
that's looming. Obviously, your name's been out there for a while. Does it feel different from that end, kind of like the anticipation of what's right around the corner?
Yeah, last year I'd say it was more of a learning experience, those guys, what they had to go through, what it was like August 1st, and what it was really how you had to do it, And I'd pretty much just say that August 1st is going to be a big day, and it's going to be very exciting.
For a guy who's been in the spotlight for as long as you have, I know it's probably hard not to get caught up in what that's going to be like, and not already having that kind of list of schools. But I'm sure that's all part of it. I mean, have you already sat down with your parents and your advisors and tried to almost come up with that game plan of how you guys are going to approach that day?
I'd say we've hinted at it, briefly how we're going to do it. We're going to accept as much phone calls as we can and, just move along with August 1st. It's a blessing, so I'm not going to turn anyone down. So,
how did you approach the workout part of this opposed to the games? Are you a guy that likes that showcase environment, or do you feel like the game translates a little bit more in-game?
I feel like the numbers are a good leverage point, but when you get in the game, it really shows everybody who you really are and how composed you can stay throughout the game, and I think that's the most important.
When we had you here last year, you did an interview with Grayson Rosen, and you said, and I quote, I want to win at least one state championship in the next 3 years.
Yes, sir.
You've got a state championship now. What's next?
Hopefully just to bring 2 more home. I mean, we have the team to do it next year.
Tell me about that finale. I mean, you guys get a walk-off win. Carson Zagrin comes through, extra innings. I mean, that was absolutely wild, that win over Cartersville. What was it like to be in the inside of that?
It was absolutely incredible. The environment, the people, both fan bases were absolutely amazing, and it came down to the wire. We thought going into the game that it was going to be a tough matchup, and it proved to really be a really good matchup. So we knew going into it that we were going to have to stay composed through 7 innings of baseball, and we ended up doing that.
One of the things I've never really asked you about is when you were coming up as a player, kind of who you looked to. Being a Georgia guy, was it Braves players? Who were you sitting down watching YouTube clips of and being like, all right, that's how you get it done?
So ever since I can remember, I've just been the biggest Bryce Harper fan. His swing, the way he plays the game, the energy he has, and it really inspired me to play the way that I play, with a lot of noise and energy and being excited and, having fun out here while you're playing on the field. So I'd probably say Bryce Harper.
And that's a guy who, comes with a certain leadership qualities. Being back for another year of this, did you kind of see yourself as that? Because I know talking to Hudson Graham a year ago, they said, look, we get Kaden here. If we can get him back next year, he's almost like that kind of centerpiece figure leader for us. Is that how you approached this time around?
I would say that I came into this as pretty much a leader. Yeah, I would say that. I think since I've been here last year, some of the guys are like, what is it like, how it's been, I'm just explaining to them the whole rundown, what it's going to be like, it's not going to be easy, and I'm telling them that. You know, you're not going to go 4 for 4, but you can go 1 for 2 with the walk, and that's all you really have to do.
So the uniforms are a little different. Last year
sir.
they looked more like your hat.
Yes, sir.
This year they got some pop to them.
They got
So
some swag.
when you saw them, what was the reaction?
I asked myself what color wristbands I was going to wear. So I just looked down and I went with pink and white. So
I like it. All right, it's a good look. I love the accents. All right, one of my favorite things we've been doing here is we've been playing a little game with guys, and this is called Random Questions. Yeah, we even got like the game show side of it there.
Cool.
So what's going to happen is our producer is going to pull 3 random numbers between 1 and 100,
Yeah.
and we have ChatGPT has given us questions that coincide with those numbers.
Yeah.
So then I'll know what questions to ask you based
Yes,
off
sir.
those random numbers. So,
All right.
all right, our producer is going to come through. Producer Mason, what are Caden's 3 numbers?
Your numbers are 18,
Okay.
39, and 65.
All right, 18, 39, and 65.
all right.
All right, here we go. Number 18. If you had to play baseball in a mascot costume, which one would you pick? Any mascot, but you would have to play an entire game in that mascot costume.
The 2002 Oregon Ducks. I think it was the all Nike look.
Wow, okay.
It was like the all duck look, and I think that's just like a super cool look for a mascot. But
I like that. I thought you would maybe pick the Phillies, maybe you'll be a Braves guy locally,
No.
maybe you pick Blooper. No, I like you're pulling it out. Yeah, we're going with all the stops in this. All right, number 39. Would you rather lose a game but score a viral highlight or win but be invisible on the stat sheet?
win and be invisible in the stat sheet.
You just quick to the trigger on that one. All right,
Yeah.
final one. If Gatorade came in dessert flavors, what would be the first one?
I would say cookies and cream
Yeah.
or Oreo.
All right. Why cookies and cream?
Because I personally think it's the best.
Would it be like a milky
Yeah.
kind of But would it have to stay refrigerated or be something you could leave out? Like how that would be the tricky thing, right?
See, that's the part that they have to figure out. If they should make it frozen, or you should be able to keep it out 24/7.
Leave it to smarter guys.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. But you're the ideas guy.
Yes, sir.
All right. He is Kaden Dawson. Kaden, man, appreciate the time.
you so
Wish you
much.
the best of luck, man.
Yes, sir. Thank
We'll be
you.
back with so much more from our Future Games Watch Party. Great stuff there from Kaden Dawson. Again, him and Georgia are in action right now against Florida on the top right of your screen. Meanwhile, I've got Illinois and Indiana. Illinois leading 4-0 in that one. They've just been jumping all over their rival, Michigan and Ohio. Ohio got a 1-0 lead in that one right now. A couple RBI so far for Illinois. And this one out of Gavin Stazlowski. They don't come easy with these Illinois names. A lot of those Polish endings to those names, and they're just unfair. I'm just going to be honest with you; it's unfair. But they are leading 4-0 over Indiana as that one's headed to the bottom of the 3rd inning. So far we've heard from Kaden Dawson, who you just saw from Georgia, also Cole Dunlap from Oklahoma, but I was far from the only guys who were joining me early on today. Davis Wilson, by the way, from California. You talk about right-handed arms who made quite the impression today. California's 2nd-ranked right-handed pitcher took the hill versus Texas South, put on an absolute show. First pitch today, 93 miles an hour as he got 3 strikeouts. So here's my conversation with Davis Wilson coming right off of his fantastic performance for NorCal today against Texas South. Now joined by Davis Wilson out of Clovis North representing NorCal here at the Future Games. Davis, man, appreciate the time. Good to see you.
Yeah, of course. Good. Thank you for having me.
You just wrapped up your outing against Texas South. 3 strikeouts, up to 93 3 times, including the first pitch. What was working for you so well today, and kind of how did you approach this opportunity?
So last week, I thought the heat was going to be a problem, the humidity, getting used to it and stuff. But I was thankful to be in Florida last week. So I was a little bit adjusted. But just in the bullpen, everything was working really. I felt really confident with a lot of my stuff. My cutter was best. I get a lot of whiffs on that, and that's where I felt most confident with my cutter. But having that fastball, that 93 fastball in my back pocket, it's really useful.
I thought we gave you guys some little calmer, cooler weather here. And you got to pitch a little bit later in the day, too. A week ago, it was blazing hot here. So hopefully we gave you something a little bit. What's the weather like back home right now?
It's not as humid, I'll tell you that. But it's in Fresno, where I'm from in the valley. It gets up about to 103, 104. but it's usually around 99 to 101.
So take me inside the stuff a little bit. You got the fastball, as we mentioned, up around 93. We got that curveball, 76 to 80. The changeup sits 82 to 83. The slider around 83 to 85. Tell me a little bit about each of those pitches, and if I'm sitting lefty, righty in the box, what am I watching? What am I seeing?
Righty, either hitter I like working in. It just starting with the fastball, and it's just all of my stuff works off of it. So righties, I usually like the up and in fastball on their hands. It's a hard pitch to get to, especially with my velo, and I can work anything from there. But my go-to is really my cutter. To lefties, I like starting with cutters. It's just, they don't see a fastball first pitch, and it's easy get ahead pitch. And then I go back with fastballs out usually, and then I work from there depending on the count.
When you were coming up as a pitcher, who did you kind of gravitate towards when you were building your arsenal and building the way you kind of carried yourself on the mound?
My arsenal, I'm not really sure. I take grips from a lot of people, like just trying different stuff out. But Mariano Rivera's cutter is kind of where I started that cutter. But Max Scherzer, his mentality on the mound, he's a real dog, and that's it's one of my favorite pitchers watching growing up, just his mentality on the mound. You
mentioned Mariano Rivera. I saw in your IG pictures of you with Aaron Judge, pictures of you with CC's. Are you a Yankees guy?
I'm a big Yankees guy. My grandfather, he's a Yankees fan, so that kind of helped me gravitate towards the Yankees. And Aaron Judge, he's a Fresno State guy.
Yep.
So a little hometown blood kind of there. So it's something to look up to.
And you get CC Sabathia going to the Hall of Fame this weekend, so you get to get excited about it.
That was cool to see.
So talked a little bit about the pitches, what you got accomplished today. When you saw all the coaches back there, what does that do for a pitcher when you're on the mound, when you look back there and kind of see that sea of guys that are watching you perform? Do you zone out? Like, how do you approach it?
I don't let it bother me. I'm tunnel vision. It's just me and the catcher. I know there's going to be guys out there watching. Like, there's always somebody watching. I don't let that try and bother me, and I try and stay mano a mano with the batter. So,
did you talk to anybody before the event to kind of find out what to expect? Because certainly you can look and you can see videos, but to kind of just know what the whole vibe is like.
So my one of my high school teammates, he just graduated, Wyatt Prieto. He played. He did it, I think, going into his sophomore year. And he was telling me it's one of the. I'm so thankful to be out here. Like, the amount of coaches I saw, it was something special.
Did you do anything to get yourself ready for it from a mental standpoint? Because I always like to talk to guys about. We obviously see what you do on the field, but there's those kind of three buckets, right? You have like your mental training, your physical training, your recovery. Like, what do you do for those things, and what did you do specifically to get yourself ready for this?
Usually, just talking to my dad, going over through counts and stuff. But really, just seeing what works in the bullpen. That's you gotta pick something up, because maybe I won't have my cutter that day, so I got to work around that. But usually day before, 2 days before, I talk with my dad, and we really we'll go through situations and get dialed in.
Did you have any idea, like, the lineup you were facing today? Because certainly it's a little bit different, because you can't necessarily know what order they're going to be throwing guys out in, as opposed to, like, if it's a high school game, travel game, you can get on Game Changer, kind of have an idea of what they're going to be throwing at you.
Not really. You can see their BP, but that's really it. They were taking 15 swings before the game, so it's not really much to judge. But so that I just got to go up there, trust my stuff.
One guy told me about this event in particular is every hitter is thinking fastball, and they think every pitcher is going to throw fastball because everybody wants to show off for the radar gun with all those scouts back there. You go first pitch breaking ball against the guy, you got him in your back pocket. You threw quite a few breaking balls out there today.
Nobody wants to walk here. Everybody's going to be aggressive. Everybody wants to get a double in the gap and show their power. So I take that advantage, and you're allowed to work around that.
Working with catchers in particular, they know that you're trying to get the most out of your opportunity. What are those conversations like, and how early in the day did those start between you and the catcher going into the event?
It was honestly not that early in the day. It might have been before I started playing catch. I had Gio. He caught me behind the mound. He was a good target. He got a couple strikes for me, but he was just talking with him. I told him I liked my cutter. I told him it was my best pitch, and I'll throw it any count, 2-1, 3-1. But he did a good job calling the game. back there.
So you mentioned sometimes you get into a situation, things are in the bullpen, you may not have a pitch that day. Do you ever get to the point where it's like, I have to force this pitch to work? Because if you don't ever go to it and they know you can throw it, then they know it's not coming.
So, I don't know. Like for me, my cutter is usually always on. Like
Okay.
I will always have that pitch in my back pocket. But the curveball on the change is it's on and off. Not, I don't want to say on and off, but that's probably. But I'm still working on my changeup. I don't throw it as much, but it's still developing. It's definitely come away. But my curveball has been a lot better this year. I added a knuckle curve, and I've been definitely getting a lot of more swings on it.
I always like when guys make tweaks like that because in a sense, like to have the confidence to take it in game. At what point do you feel like I'm ready to roll with this when you're making a tweak on a pitch? When if you've thrown a curveball a specific way for like the last 7-8 years, and then all of a sudden you're going to flip it and you're going to make a change to it, at what point you feel like you can take that into a game? That takes a lot of guts to do that.
But, I mean, I had some time to do it. It was a kind of like an off-season thing in January, and I had some time. I mean, the first couple outings and stuff, popping out and stuff, in my bullpens and stuff. But I got it down before season, and it's really been a go-to for me.
All right, one of my favorite things that we're doing here throughout all these interviews is random questions. So we're going to have our producer to roll the intro for our game show. All right, so the way this is going to work is we have 100 questions that were generated by ChatGPT. Our producer is going to give me 3 numbers, and these are going to be random numbers that are then going to coincide with the list that we have, and these are the questions that you're going to have to answer. All right, in the back there, what is Davis's 3 numbers?
Your numbers are 13,
Okay.
78, and 81.
13, 78, and 81.
Yes.
All right, 13, 78, and 81. All right, number 13. You get drafted, you get a hefty signing bonus. What's the first thing that you're buying?
My mama hot tub. I knew that one. My mom's always complaining. She's always yelling at my dad. Can we get a hot tub? Can we get a hot tub? And it's just been a running joke for 2 years now that's going to be the first thing
I love that. That's a fantastic answer. All right, number 78. If you had to give a TED Talk that was not about sports, what would it be about?
Probably something with the military.
Okay.
I have a big military background in my family. My dad was in the Navy, and my grandpa served in Vietnam. And both of my great-grandparents served in World War II. They were Air Force pilots. And so I would probably do something but along the lines of military.
That's fantastic. Do you have any thoughts of the academies? I mean, it's a gigantic process if you want to go down that road.
I mean, it's nothing I'm opposed to. Being a pilot's really cool, but yeah, I think I'm still a big baseball first guy, but I'm not opposed to anything.
Paul Skeens went Air Force, and he ends up at LSU, and now he's a superstar. So there's a path. All right, final one, number 81. What's the best trash talk that you've heard while you were on the mound?
That's a good one. I've heard a lot. Probably like, I've seen harder. I get hit with that a lot. Just I've seen harder. Just because I'll throw a pitch and it's like up in the zone or something stupid. But I get a lot of I've seen harder, which they probably haven't.
But up to 93 miles an hour today, I don't think very many saw much harder than that.
Yeah.
All right, he is Davis Wilson, man. Davis, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it. You're welcome. We'll be back with so much more from our Future Games Watch Party. Welcome back. Cory McCartney, Grayson Rosen with you. It's been a lot of fun rolling through all these interviews. And Grayson, there's that man, Chubb Jones Jr. at the plate right now for Georgia. And you talk about guys that are just tooled up to the gills. I mean, that's absolutely Chubb Jones, a fastball around 96 miles an hour. And then he goes exit velos north of 95. So this guy is just an absolute treat. We've had him here for so many times at this point. He has a knack for showing out on these fields.
There's the speed too.
Yeah, he can absolutely fly. Get him at first. Runs a 6.6660. I didn't see what his workout times were, but he grounds out to end that inning for Georgia. That one's still scoreless. Illinois, a 4-0 lead over Indiana. Michigan and Ohio all notched up at 1-1 as that one sits in the top of the second inning.
You know what I love to see for Georgia right now is that their first base and third base coach is Ian Smith and Hudson Graham. I love that both the scouting director and the assistant scouting director are the two base coaches, which you don't see with all these teams.
Well, and why do you think that is? Because
it's got to be this rivalry.
Yeah, whatever happens in this game, they want to take full credit for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is a big dude at the plate right now for Michigan in this one. What are you going to look at?
Oh, yeah. Passed ball. Did he get the tag down? Oh, my goodness. How did he get the tag down? The pitcher with outstanding coverage of the plate somehow gets the tag down and avoids giving up the run. That was crazy.
By the way, that was Ian Everett that was at the plate for Michigan. He's listed at 5'9", 185 pounds. I think that was probably a little bit, maybe wrong. He looked a little bit bigger than that from Ernest Seaholm High School. He gives way to Exner.
And that's Nate Henderson on the mound that made that great play at home to avoid a run. Shout out to his catcher, too, for getting the ball out in time. Got Hayes McGinnis getting warmed up now for Georgia.
I feel like our Michigan-Ohio game is like aligned right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to skip away from the catcher and hit him on the foot. Must have hit him on the foot. It was a 1-0 count.
It's a little off-kilter, our outfield team there. I mean, we're also skewed in the studio here, off to the left.
Yeah, well, maybe I think what the thought is everything's pulling. There's a gravitational pull where everything's going towards the center on the bottom of your screen. So that's what's happening there. It's unavoidable. They've got the plate for Michigan right now, Stanton.
And there's Hayes McGinnis' first pitch, 91-6 for a strike.
It's Michael Stanton at the plate right now for Michigan out of Brother Rice, 101.3 exit velos, and the fourth-ranked third baseman in that state.
Michael Stanton was featured in the workout day photos I posted on Wednesday morning. And yes, he did go on that one. Hayes McGinnis turning it up 92-7 away for a swing and a miss.
Yeah, we've got Hayes out of Noonan listed at a fastball of 91, so you can ratchet that up a little bit. There's and Shooter Hunt talks about this all the time. There is an unavoidable. Oh. Yeah, there's an unavoidable ampedness that comes with taking the mound here at feature games where guys are going to get a little bit higher velo, and we're seeing that from Hayes McGinnis. Like when he walked off too, he threw the filthy off speed, and then the hat was like tilted off to the side. So much torque on that ball, it twisted his hat and delivered.
Yeah, I got the chance to interview Hayes up at preseason All-State, and that man is just determined is probably the best term I could give for him. It's just every single thing he does, he is incredible. And I think we just missed a home run.
We sure did. Illinois is absolutely pouring it on as we
man.
Turned our attention the wrong way. And that was Morgan for Illinois.
98
coming
off the
through.
bat.
Yeah. That was off the bat of Josh Morgan out of Fenwick, 2022 junior feature gamer, and they're just putting it to Indiana right now. That a 7-0 lead in the fourth.
Indiana's wishing there was a run rule in the future games.
Well, you mentioned McGinnis, and again, fastball up around 91. He's also got a changeup 77-83, curveball 75-76, and a slider in 77-79.
Yeah, that changeup was what he got that first strikeout on, and it is filthy. And he is a bona fide two-way player. No way around it.
He also got exit velos around 95. That was going to get away from his catcher. Drop third. And he's going to be aboard. Now they got him at first. So now 2 down in the inning. That was Preston Cole, by the way, at the plate for Florida. Preston, the highest ranked player on that Florida squad. He's the 4th-ranked shortstop in that state, 6th overall. Runs a 6.860, but was not fast enough to leg that one out. Scoreless in that game. See what we've got coming up right now for Florida after Cole. It's going to be Alejandro Rivero out of Christopher Columbus High School.
And we've also got two other games going on around Field 10, SoCal up 2-1 over Texas North.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big-time one right there. We're going to have some Texas, California love come over the next couple days for you. So don't think we're skipping out on those two states. They'll be well represented over our next 2 days of future game watch parties.
And then over on Field 13, we got Nevada and Utah's got the 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third.
Off to the races, Ohio is going to have themselves a leadoff triple.
Meanwhile, Florida works a 2-out walk. To bring Alejandro Rivero to the plate.
Just now, Rocco Bucci is at the plate right now for Ohio out of Olentangy High School. Rocco's dad, by the way, Chad, is the men's and women's golf coach at Ohio Northern University. Going to throw home in Illinois and Indiana. Oh, absolutely nailed him.
A great throw.
All right, Illinois still got a 7-0 lead, though. They'll take it. But yeah, Rocco's a lot of fun. He's on that Canes Midwest team from Liam Delp from Indiana. But again, yeah, Rocco's dad, Chad, a longtime college golf coach there for Ohio Northern. I know I asked you this back in the day as Rocco fires that 100.4 off the bat of Rocco Bucci. That one is going all the way to the wall, and Rocco Bucci's going to hold at second base, got himself an RBI double, and Ohio's got a 2-1 lead. I know I asked you this back in the day. What's Ohio Northern's mascot? Please tell me you remember.
I definitely don't.
They're the Polar Bears.
The Polar Bears.
Someday you'll remember.
No, I won't.
Well,
oh man, that changeup is so filthy.
We may never see Rocco on these fields. Well, we'll see Rocco again next summer. You'll remember, yeah. Right, you better remember the next time then.
I'll
try.
He's
standing at second base.
I'll try.
So Rocco comes through with the RBI double. Ohio's got a 2-1 lead. Illinois putting it to Indiana up 7-0. While Georgia and Florida are scoreless. We're going to see on the mound now for Florida. Me and my many tabs here going through my rosters. Tristan McPherson is still on the mound for Florida. He came in over the last inning. McPherson out of Durant High School, 10th ranked righty in the state. Fastball around 91. More trouble brewing for Michigan. 2-0 count here with Bucci at second base. Ohio up 2-1. Pumps that in for a strike. Ryder Concannon, second inning of work for Michigan. It'll be Jackson Fawcett after him. Fawcett is an absolute monster, left-hander, number 1 ranked lefty in Michigan, 4th overall. He's the 30th ranked lefty in the nation, so we'll see him next on the mound for Michigan.
You got Chase Reinhardt taking the mound right now for Illinois. Big left-handed pitcher, 196 overall in the nation, 19th ranked left-handed pitcher, 11th in the state, number 2 left-handed pitcher in the state of Illinois.
Normal West High School.
Being a top left-handed pitcher in Illinois seems to bode well.
Yeah, yeah. But there's nothing normal about being a left-hander.
There is nothing normal. And that has always surprised whenever I see Normal, Illinois. It can't be a normal place if it's named Normal.
That's true. It's like throwing them off the scent.
Yeah. I've got to figure out what's going on in Normal, Illinois.
All right, Illinois up 7-0 over Indiana. Indiana going to try to eat into that lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 down now in Michigan and Ohio.
That's a great breaking ball right there.
Absolute monster at the plate right now for Ohio. We talked about him earlier, and man, you want guys who are an absolute treat. Devlin Daniel, who is at the plate right now, who was the first form workout warrior, going 99 outfield velo. He's also a guy who pushes a 101 exit velo at the plate. And Ohio's #1 player in 27, in position to make some noise here with his squad already up 2-1. He's got a 2-0 count. May not be a better pitch he's going to see all weekend long, this upcoming one from Ryder Kincannon. Daniel watches that, misses high.
You got the green light on 3-0?
Well, in this event, I would hope so. In this event, I think
these
you give
coaches
it to
want
him.
to see you work a walk.
Well, I think they want to see a guy who was a 2-time junior feature gamer and the First Form Workout Warrior Award winner do something else here with the runner in scoring position and Ohio already leading. He's going to draw a walk with one out, so Daniel's going to be aboard.
Hard 90.
Yeah, sure is. Runs a 6.53, by the way. Apparently he's also got some offers as a running back, 6'1", 215-pounder for Indian Hills.
Looking at that frame, that is not surprising whatsoever.
Well, I had Jaden Pearl, so you'll see Jaden Pearl's interview a little bit later. Jaden Pearl not built that dissimilarly from Devlin Daniel. And, he's not a football player.
Interesting. You never know. I mean, I was accused of playing football my whole life. Not even asked if I do. I was accused of playing football.
Of it.
Yeah.
Like it was like a detriment to you that you were playing?
I mean, it wasn't that much of a detriment, but
how dare you play football?
It was more about how dare you not?
Oh, okay.
That was what I got most of the time.
Well, Daniel aboard for Ohio.
That was
hit by pitch.
A lot of inside pitches in that at bat, and then it culminates in a hit by pitch. It looked like on his shoulder.
That was Wesley Mooring. Wesley, by the way, just hit some bombs during the 17U National Championship. Yeah. He was playing on a 16U team that was playing up, and he hit 3 bombs in 3 days.
He is unbelievable. A great player for North Paulding. Or is that Wesley?
Yeah, I stand corrected. That's Mooring coming up now. He's got the East Cobb Astros batting helmet on. So he again has been a home run machine the last week. 3 bombs across 3 games during the 17U National Championship.
Well, we will more than welcome another one if you'd like to put one on the Curve Test Center.
Ohio now runners at second and third off that stolen base. Another miss inside.
He's been hitting that spot a lot so far in this inning.
Yeah, McPherson fearless so far in this inning. He's not afraid to go in on these Georgia batters. Indiana threatening now. Mooring pops that up, 73.8 off his bat.
Oh,
camera's not going to cooperate. It must have dropped. Is Georgia going to get on the board here? Did Mooring come through with an RBI? Nope, they got runners in scoring position, though.
I would love to know what just happened there.
We missed
where
it.
They advanced to second and third. That was absurd.
Out of the peripheral view of our cameras, Mooring's going to be aboard, and that's going to bring us back to Little. Braden Little from Gordon Lee going to get his second trip to the plate. Georgia's leadoff hitter trying to cash in. Again, Mikhail Moon in the on-deck circle. Ohio's hopes now with Braden Colran. They're going to watch a runner be stranded, but they do lead 2-1 over Michigan. Illinois up 7-0 over Indiana, but the Hoosier State is threatening here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So is Georgia. They're getting that much closer to the first run of that ball game in the 4th.
Yeah, we haven't quite seen the electricity that we got last year in this matchup, but there's plenty of baseball to be played.
I got to reposition my tabs here because so we got on the mound here for Ohio. It's Nathan Kramer. Kramer out of McNicholas High School, 5th-ranked right-hander in the Buckeye State. I was crestfallen. Ohio guys were over in the batting cage, and they were looking at these uniforms, and they said, "Can't try to figure out what color red this is." And I said, "It's the colors on the Ohio flag."
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh."
They probably. I feel like people don't know state flags.
Yeah, well, that's that's unfortunate. Being from
It is.
Ohio, I would hope that they would know what the Ohio flag looks
I mean,
like.
I know what the Georgia flag looks like, but I don't know too many other states' flags,
Yeah.
unless they're extremely recognized.
You know who has a really nice state flag is Indiana.
Yeah, they do
You know,
have a good
yeah,
one.
yeah, it's a good
Colorado, obviously,
Yeah,
they just have
yeah.
a good color scheme.
Yep.
I'm not a Maryland guy. I know some people like that Maryland flag. I'm not a fan, and I think it looks awful on jerseys.
Yeah, yeah. Or on a certain team's helmets.
Yes, correct. I know you'll agree with me on that one.
All right, Indiana getting a little bit closer here, trying to fight their way back into that one, down 7-0 in the 4th inning. I tell you what would be a really hard, like, state shape quiz, probably not that tough, but if you ask people to do one on state flags, most people would probably fail.
Yeah, I think I would probably. I mean, I'd say maybe I could do like 25%.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that's like that easily recognizable. There's not that many giveaways in a state flag always.
Yeah, and most of them don't have, something that's so synonymous with the state and the flag.
Yeah, I think I would probably have a better chance at like 100 random countries.
Well, you're like a geography whiz,
Yeah,
too. So.
I do like geography. But I think the country flags comes from growing up playing FIFA.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Mikhail Moon, by the way, up in your right corner for Georgia's got a 1-2 count, trying to cash in. Oh, my God, that was disgusting out of the hands of McPherson. He gets the inning-ending strikeout. Georgia is denied as they strand base runners. That one's still scoreless. Moving on. That may be the best pitch I've seen today coming out of the hands of Tristan McPherson. That was just absolutely vicious. By the way, the Prep Baseball profile on him only has the fastball register, so I'm really be excited to know what the spin rate on that was at 72 miles an hour, because that was just disgusting.
Yeah, we're about to get a second inning out of Hayes McGinnis, who we saw throwing that disgusting changeup in his first inning. So a lot of good pitching that we're seeing right now from Georgia, Florida.
Yeah, and I think it's probably the first day of future games, you're more likely to be pitching heavy, I think, too, because a lot of these guys these are going to be the top arms for their respective states, are going to get the opportunity here to take the mound in these first games. So certainly you would expect that we're going to see some really good pitching, and thus far it's playing itself out across campus. I think, does McGinnis have on like one of the bandanas?
Yeah, he wears some kind of either like bandana or skull wrap or something under his hat.
Okay.
I've seen him sport it when he's playing for Noonan and for East Cobb. So just a fixture of his game. Wonder if maybe he got that from one of his brothers. Both brothers, I think, actively playing at Georgia State. I know they were last season. So he's got two good role models ahead of him to look up to in the sport and kind of help him navigate this very busy couple weeks.
Yeah,
he's going to be
absolutely.
having.
Speaking of busy right now, that's exactly what's happening for Indiana. They got the bases loaded. Parker Robinson from Lake Central's at the plate with 1 out. See if they can eat into this lead. That's him for a strike. That's the second-ranked shortstop in Indiana at the plate right now, a 22 junior feature gamer.
And Chase Reinhardt trying to pitch out of this. He's shown that great breaking ball a couple times, but it seems like the fastball's been the issue. Gets a swing and miss on that one.
Well, he's got him down to 2 strikes now. 2 outs. That's the last thing Indiana wants, is to leave the bases loaded, trailing 7-0 in the 4th.
There's that changeup again from McGinnis. It just, the ground falls out from underneath it. It's unbelievable.
Robinson has to dance out of the way of that ball. Counts now up to date there on that scoreboard. I believe it's 1-2 in that one. Yeah, I see Blue's hands up there. I am in fact right, 1-2. Ball in play there in Georgia and Florida. Second base has it, throws over for the first out in that one. Robinson swings through it. That's going to be a strikeout. I guess that was just the second out.
Yeah.
It did say 2 outs up on the scoreboard.
I
but
think the
that's
catcher
just
thought
gonna
there was 2 outs because he was
Yeah.
about to throw it down to first.
And I was talking to Nick Clemens from First Form about that yesterday. He's a former catcher. Did he ever make a play not knowing how many outs were in the inning?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the most common one. Is that the catcher doesn't know that there's only 1 out, and he'll like stand up and flick the ball, and then you just got to go back and get it. Would have been horrible in this situation with runners and the bases loaded.
I mean, that's like it happens in the MLB sometimes.
Yeah.
Like an outfielder catch a ball and they'll catch it, turn around, throw it into the crowd.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
Look like Mason Meyer at the plate right now for Indiana. Now 2 outs here in the inning. He's got an 0-2 count. Meyer from Mount Vernon High School. 23, junior feature gamer. Swings through that, goes down on strikes, and Indiana does, in fact, leave the bases loaded, much to their chagrin. They continue to trail Illinois 7-0 as that one's marching along to the 5th inning. Ohio's got that 2-1 lead over Michigan. Florida and Georgia are still scoreless. Georgia left runners at 2nd and 3rd in their last AB. That's a moment Indiana's going to want back.
Definitely.
You get the bases loaded with 2 strong bats coming up, and both go down on strikes.
See if McGinnis can pitch out of this one. He had a 3-1 count. It's going to miss high and tack on another walk.
We talked about Jackson Fawcett earlier. He is in action on the mound right now for Michigan. Again, the top-ranked lefty in that state, 4th overall. He gets the ground out. We used to run the play called Chaos in that, just like that during travel ball practice for the kids, and let them get used to making that play and the run over. It seems so easy, but it's very easy to mess it up.
And it's very much about communication.
Yep. All right, we had so many great interviews, guys stopping by here in studio. We're going to run through another one of those there. This might have been my favorite one today. Jaden Pearl, the top-ranked outfielder in Tennessee. This guy just coming here looking like a beast, rocked up and ready to roll. Let's get to know Jaden Pearl. We now got Jaden Pearl out of Battleground Academy in Tennessee as our Feature Games watch party rolls along. Jay, man, good to see you. Top-ranked outfielder in the state of Tennessee. Tell me about the Feature Game experience so far.
I mean, it's been amazing. Coming off of last year, there were a lot of big eyes, like seeing Bo Holloway pitch and seeing all those radar guns behind the plate, Premier Arm, 97. It was just a good experience, and just to get to come back and have a good time with a bunch of people that I know and that I've been growing up with my age, it's just amazing.
Yeah, you talk about being back. You were a 2024 feature gamer, 2022 junior feature gamer. You know what to expect here, but this was a little different because now they're watching you a little bit closer than they were before. So what was the kind of mental preparation for you this time around?
For me, I just wanted to go into it like you know who you are, like you wouldn't be here if you weren't good enough, and you already know somewhat of the eyes because you've been to the camps and you know what coaches have told you leading up to it at camps. But I just went into it thinking you know who you are, play your game and just play your role. Don't try and be some superhero because everybody on your team is a superhero basically.
Well, you say superhero, but you got exit velos of 106 mile an hour, bat speed of 88. So if I was to go on MLB The Show and I'm going to build a player, he's doing that and he's running a 6.7 60. I mean, these are eye-opening numbers that you're putting up there. When was the first time you saw those kind of exit velos and you were just like, I just did that?
I'd probably say around my freshman year, 8th grade freshman year, I started hitting those 100s with the drop 3, and I was like, okay, so I just kind of went with the flow, and they were like, dang, you hit the ball hard, and I was like, I do? I was like, I know people hit the ball harder than me, and I'm always just trying to take that next step in my game, and always you can always hit the ball harder, but sometimes you just have to learn, sometimes it's okay to just tone it back and just find that barrel, because that's why I try and do consistent barrels, and if they come off hotter than, 100, then I see it as a good sign that I'm doing something right.
When you're watching a major league game, though, and you see somebody's exit velo pop up, and you're like, I got that.
Yeah, it kind of makes me smile a little bit, knowing that I've hit that before, and I've seen it. It's just it just kind of helps me reassure myself that I'm taking that next step to like where I want to go in life.
You're obviously a bigger dude, 5'11", 213 pounds. What they have you on the profile. What's the height? What's the weight right now?
I think they weighed me in 5'10" 3/4 and 206 yesterday. I believe that's what the frame was. But, I focused a lot this season trying to put on just a little bit more muscle mass. I think my muscle mass shot up from last year at the Future Games from like 100 to 105 pure muscle mass. And I lost a lot of fat, too, and from like 16% to 13. And I just went into this offseason trying to like work on my body, work on myself, get my 60 time down. I went from a 6.77 this past offseason, ran a 6.56 the other day.
Wow.
So, just cutting.
Was that the PR? 6'5"?
Yeah, just trying to find ways to cut my numbers down and to make myself more appealing to the coaches.
What did you do? Was it diet based? Was it something in the strength training department? What did you?
I give a lot of credit to strength training. I was in wellness. We have a wellness class at BGA. We were getting to lift four times a week. And I found it really beneficial, especially like those lifts in season to kind of help me maintain. But especially like just watching what you eat, a lot of just kind of cutbacks on the carbs and the sugar. I know everybody wants to eat sugar, but I mean, it's not always the best for you. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. Try and sneak in an ice cream bowl now or then, but just watching what I eat and kind of just working out constantly on my craft.
When you're a guy who's built like a running back, who do you look towards at the professional level when you kind of are building your game and kind of making some little tweaks along the way?
When I was building my game, it was kind of like I know I'm a bigger guy, but I still look at like sort of like the flashy players that have like the bigger legs and kind of like the 5-tool players like the Fernando Tatises and the Ronald Acuñas, because I knew that like coming in this like, okay, you've got a little bit of speed, like you're gonna develop the arm and you're hitting well, like you kind of want to look at guys that have those similar traits, and there's not many people with like my frame in the league that I feel like match my stature wise, but like I kind of look at the Fernando Tatis and the Ronald Acuñas because they're the 5-tool players that I kind of want to aspire to be.
Does that make it tough when you say you like don't look at the major league level and see a lot of guys like I think of like a Tony Kemp, like Joe Adell, those are kind of the guys that are maybe that, but there's not a lot of them, right?
Yeah,
so it's like how do you kind of find yourself as a fan watching to not gravitate towards guys that look like you?
I find it best to just like be yourself, because at the end of the day, this is a game and you have to love it, and you kind of have to love it for yourself. You can't play for others. You can't play for like a coach. You kind of have to just play for yourself. And once you find that like good role and like that good love of the game, man, it just kind of comes like with a little bit of ease and a little bit of just like it kind of just flows with just kind of flows,
I love it. All right. I also love this. We're going to play random questions with Jaden Pearl. Here comes our fancy game show intro.
Let's do it, man.
All right, producer Mason's going to give us 3 random numbers between 1 and 100. Those will correspond with the 3 questions that Jaden will answer.
All right, your questions are 1, 25, and 46.
All right, no one's had number 1 yet. All right, here we go. Number 1, what superhero would you be?
Man, that's a tough one. I think naturally, you have to go to the Superman.
Yeah.
He kind of does everything well. He's strong. He's got that super speed. He's got that good hearing. Just all around one of the just most unbeatable superheroes, I think, out there. You also have the Captain Americas of the world, but I think I'm going to go with Superman.
You want to wear red and blue, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit. I kind of like those colors.
All right. Number 25, if your gear could talk, what would it say?
It'd probably say I wear it out a little bit too much. I think I've been through 5 pairs of batting gloves this season. I have at least 3 sliding mitts in my bag that are all torn up. I got leg guard, elbow guard. I'm constantly it looks a little fuzzy right now. So it'd probably tell me that it was worn out and that it probably needed a little bit of a break because I'm always playing. I love the game.
Okay.
Man.
I think your parents would probably tell you to stop being so hard on your equipment.
Yeah.
All right. Final question number 46. If you could combine baseball with another sport, what would you pick? It would make a brand new sport. You're combining baseball with something else.
Wow. I think I would probably combine the baseball and kind of like everybody's always told me that I need to play football, so I think I want to kind of combine football, kind of add like that physical, like a more physical aspect to it. Try and find a way to just like show off like some show off the muscles
There
because
you
I'm
go.
a bigger dude.
Yeah.
And everybody's always told me I look like a football player.
You think about stiff arming in football.
Yeah.
If you could have a bat in your hand,
Yeah,
nobody's getting in. You got
nobody's getting you out. You could like tap the ball away. I feel like it's just a really cool experience. It also get dangerous. I feel like it get dangerous real quick. You probably have to add more equipment, but I mean, I feel like that kind of be a fun way to just add a physical element to the game.
Especially when you got 88 mile an hour bat velo and 106 mile an hour exit velo, you're going to do some damage to a guy trying to get a stiff arm. Yeah. All right, he is Jaden Pearl. Jaden, man, thank you so much. Appreciate the time. You're welcome. We'll be back with so much more from our Future Games watch party. Okay.
Ready?
While we were away, Georgia got on the board. They lead 1-0 over Florida off a pass ball, and there's another pass ball. That one's going to result in a walk, and Georgia's now got the bases loaded as they're trying to tack some more on here, get a little more breathing room against Florida in that matchup. They're now going to send Malachi Butler to the plate. Butler McEachern, so teammate, high school teammate of Chubb Jones Jr. Butler, the 10th ranked player in Georgia in 27. 23 junior feature gamer. Try to cash in here in the 5th. The 1-0 lead. It's in for a strike. I feel like I might go all out of whack here. Let's scoot over a little bit.
There we go.
Yeah,
I think that's better.
That's better. We're no longer having that gravitational pull.
Yeah. You're at least fully in frame now.
Yeah. I feel like I'm really far away from the desk, though. All right, you're going to watch some adjustments here happen live. This is what happens in these things. When we get to our new studio, which is in the works, we'll have a little more room to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Illinois still got a 7-0 lead over Indiana. I'll see if Indiana can change things. That's headed at the bottom of the 5th. Georgia's going to have to settle with a 1-0 lead as Butler strikes out and the bases are left loaded. Ohio got that a 2-1 lead over Michigan. Michigan threatening, though, here in the top of the 4th.
Great pitch right there on the inside. Up on the hands, just made him swing and miss it, nothing.
Yeah, Nathan Kramer is again on the mound for Ohio. Let's see where else they're going to go pitching-wise in that one. They'll get Noah Milburn, and then Jaden Backett will be the last pitcher for Ohio in that one.
Just got himself another
laser.
strikeout.
That is Liam Delp up at the plate, by the way, for Indiana in the bottom of the 5th inning. We had some fun with Liam. Over the last couple of years, we did an in-game mic-up with him, so I talked to him here in studio while he was playing for Canes Midwest last summer, so that was an absolute blast. A lot of energy, a lot of speed, and Liam Delp's going to show that off. Shortstop has it. Can he beat him out? I think he just got him. That was so close. Liam Delp can absolutely fly. I want to see what we've got now with the latest 60 on him is 6.56. Man, he flies. Center Grove High School. He goes down off the ground out.
Yeah, the pitching change for Georgia, handing it over to Maddox Rogozinski like we talked about earlier. Taking the mound. Just an incredible 1-2-3 they've gone through here.
Yeah.
Between Chubb Jones Jr. and then Hayes McGinnis, and now on to Maddox Rogozinski.
Bringing the heat. That last one, 88.3, but he again gets it up to 91. He's also got a curveball 70-75, slider 75-77. We're getting to work with Florida at the plate in that one. Meanwhile, Indiana's got McClurg at the plate right now. That's Drake McClurg, top-ranked outfielder in Indiana, 2nd overall in the class.
Fouled that one off.
Indiana did come through with a pretty star-studded group because I had Isaiah Snavely in here yesterday, the #1 player in that state, 27. McClurg's the 2nd-ranked player. Cole Cheesum's the 3rd-ranked player. I think this is the only state that brought their 1, 2, 3.
Well, we've got it for Georgia.
We have a 1, 2, 3 for Georgia too.
Yeah.
So we got Kaden Dawson's #1.
Yeah, Caden, Hayes, and Chubb.
Okay,
Well,
so those
Caden,
are
Chubb, Hayes.
those are the
Yeah.
only 2 states that brought their 1, 2, and 3
Yeah,
here.
and I mean it's the home state. Of
Yeah,
the
of
tournament,
course.
So Georgia kind of at an advantage.
Sometimes it feels like these Indiana guys live down here too, though. So we get them quite
They're
frequently.
here all the time.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And I mean, half of them play for Indiana Bulls.
Yep, and the other half play for Canes Midwest.
Some defensive swings we're seeing in this at bat. Let's see if McClurg can win this matchup here and try and get something rolling.
Yeah, our camera's been kind of had a mind of its own in that Illinois-Indiana game. Sometimes it's been, we're getting that look. There it is. And we just got it. Just time for the punch out. So McClurg goes down on strikes. Now 2 down.
Meanwhile, Rogozinski gets a strikeout as well to start off his inning of work.
Indiana's hopes in the bottom of the 5th now turn to Aiden Baggett from North High School. 3rd-ranked left-handed pitcher in the state, but also has exit velos around 93.7. Primarily an outfielder when he's not on the mound. That is a nasty arm angle, too, coming to you for Illinois right now.
Got Nathaniel Sabino at the plate for Florida out of TNXL Academy.
That's Mason Bruce, by the way. Watch this arm angle in Illinois. Ooh. That's just a vicious, like, kind of almost 3/4 drop. Out of Geneva High School. That's a fastball on 89.3 from that angle. And is a left-handed hitter. That's got to look like it's just going to ride in right on you, and that's in for a strike. Counts now 1-1. He's a kid who also has exit velos around 100.
Wow.
Bat speed at 87.4, and he's got that kind of an arm.
And we're going to see another inning out of Jackson Fawcett from Michigan, getting his warm-up pitches in right now.
Baggett fouls that one off. Counts now 2-2. 2 outs now for Indiana, then trailing 7-0. Left the bases loaded the last inning. Really can't get anything mounting so far with now 2 outs here in the 5th. Did you, by the way, when we were showing the interview with Jaden Pearl, did you see Tavis Honeycutt at the plate for Florida?
I did not.
6'4", 281 pounds.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's a massive human being on that Florida roster, Newberry High School. Top-ranked third baseman in Florida. His exit velo is, as you would expect, right around 100 miles an hour. Bat speed of 89.1.
That's a crazy number.
Yeah.
89.1
89.1, yeah.
Is crazy.
And doing it at 6'4", 281 pounds.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Rogozinski's got a 2-1 count here in this matchup. 2 down the inning. Georgia up 1-0 off that pass ball. Michigan, Ohio all notched up at 2-2. Fawcett on the mound. He's got 1 down, 1-0 count here. That's where Indiana's going to go in the 6th inning, trailing 7-0.
Let's see if Rogozinski can get the strikeout here to get out of the 5th inning.
Indiana's now got Charlie Herr on the mound from Homestead Senior High School. Rogozinski full count, trying to get out of this inning and hold on to this 1-0 lead for Georgia against Florida. That one sent foul down the third base side.
Yeah, that's Bladen Caballero going up against Rogozinski, trying to keep this inning alive for Florida. Strike 3, gets out of it.
All right,
2
Rogozinski,
strikeouts for him.
2 strikeouts. Georgia has still got a 1-0 lead over Florida. That one's headed to the 6th inning. Illinois and Indiana also in the 6th. The Illinois up comfortably 7-0. Michigan and Ohio all notched up at 2-2. Jackson Fawcett's 2nd inning of work for Michigan in this one.
Whoa, that one was a lot of miscommunication, but it falls down and bounces foul.
Ohio now got Ryan Youngglass from Keystone at the plate. He's got an 0-2 count here leading things off. Youngstone will be followed by Kahn and Dews. Florida now giving us a look at Alex Wise from Mount Dora Christian Academy. Their mascot's a girl with a backpack. Alex has got fastball around 92. You're going to look now for real.
I mean, I want to know.
Yeah, it's not really Dora in boots on
I
there.
figured
Yeah,
it's not.
You know, but Alex was a 2023 and 22 junior feature gamer.
Well, they don't have any notable alumni, so that's a bad start.
New pitcher for Ohio is Noah Milburn.
This mascot is much more boring than a cartoon girl and monkey. It's the Bulldogs.
Okay, yeah, it's not. There's my guy, Honeycutt, right there, number 25. Yeah, that's an absolute beast.
You definitely cannot miss him, and I think is that Lee Holt coming to the plate?
I believe it is. Noah Milburn, as I mentioned, the new pitcher for Ohio out of Lakota East, 2nd-ranked lefty in the state. Fastball around 90.
Yeah, Lee Holt can put an absolute hurting on baseball.
And there is a sense when you talk to these Georgia guys, and I probably should have talked to Kaden Dawson about this because he was part of the Future Games team last year. They're defending their turf.
Definitely.
You know, and there's a real sense of that. Like, this is their backyard. So these guys, you know, while this is obviously an opportunity to come together and everybody's ultimate goal is for that phone to ring on August 1st, when you're these Georgia guys and you come together and you've kind of watched all these other guys across these different tournaments down here at Lake Point Sports or high school games across the state, when you come together like this and everyone's coming to your backyard, you're out there to get a W. And that's what these Georgia guys are thinking, and they're good position so far here against Florida, leaving 1-0.
Yeah, and I think they also, they get that added benefit if they can, for the most part, drive
sleep in their
home.
beds.
Yeah, go home after the game.
We talk about that all the time, right?
Yeah.
Especially in these longer tournaments when we get the 6-4-3s and the East Cobb Astros, and then they're playing teams that are from out of state, and it's like, who got to sleep in their bed last night?
Yeah.
And that's that. We obviously don't. That's not a metric that we keep.
No,
but we
of
should
course
have
not.
like slept at home metrics over top of was on the road sleeping in a strange bed in a
Put the
hotel
asterisks
metrics.
on
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Not to take anything away from those.
Oh,
programs.
that was pretty.
That
gross.
was pretty filthy.
Yeah.
Good work to get Lee Holt down on strikes. I think it's second time going down on strikes in this game.
All right, so after Lee Holt, we're going to move on to Montgomery. That would be Kyle Montgomery from Lassiter, 7th-ranked catcher in Georgia, 55th overall, also plays third base. He skies that one back foul, a 90.9 offering. One down for Michigan here in the inning.
Kyle, one of those 6'4" guys that we talked about that make up a lot of this team as well.
Illinois is threatening once again. Cash Van Houten's at the plate. A runner at second, 2 down in the inning, already up 7-0. I have to say this is probably the last thing Indiana expected was to look up at the scoreboard and see that. And I mentioned the crew that they brought, right? I mean, these aren't slouches. They brought their top 3 players in the state, and they're trailing Illinois 7-0 in the 6th inning.
Yeah, and I don't think they anticipated it being so quick either. I mean, you give up the first run, that first inning on a sac fly, and then 3 more runs come around in the second, 3 more runs come around in the fourth, and all of a sudden it just seems so unattainable to get back in this game.
Well, and here's the thing, too. Because of the setup of these games, again, if you've never watched future games, it goes down on strikes. Illinois and Indiana headed to the bottom of the 6th, Illinois up 7-0. If you never watched these games, they will play 8 innings because they need to get all these pitchers an opportunity. So even if that scoreboard says 7-0 and we are going into the 8th inning, it's going to get played because you got to see how. So if you're the other guys on this team and you just lost that, like, it's got to be hard to stay up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can see that, but I think the ultimate thing that's pushing you through is all those guys standing behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I don't really understand how, talking to Davis Wilson about this, like how you just make it you and the catcher when you look at the amount of guys that are back there.
Yeah.
And he had a crowd. Again, his first pitch that I talked to him about was 93 miles an hour, and he got 3 strikeouts, went 93 multiple times in that 2-inning outing for NorCal. So. I don't know how you compartmentalize it like that, but that's also why I wasn't one of the top-ranked pitchers in my state.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't invited to this.
Montgomery fouls that one back. Count is full. 1 down for Michigan. They got one of their big bats up right now, and Broder Katke. Number 1 ranked player in Michigan at the plate right now. 6 foot, 175-pound catcher for Brother Rice. Exit velo is around 99.1. 95th ranked player overall in the class.
It's going to be Mason Bruce
Yeah,
coming back out.
Katke goes down on strikes as he spins out of that. Michigan now with 2 down in the inning.
Georgia going to bring to plate the number 1 player in the state of Georgia, Kaden Dawson.
Yeah, you heard from Kaden earlier. I loved hearkening back with him to a year ago when you guys did one of your extra bases, and he said, I want to win at least 1 state championship over the next 3 years. He got that this year.
Yeah.
Blessed Trinity winning a title in walk-off fashion. Indiana with a sorely needed base hit. They'll have 1 aboard here, start the bottom of the 6th. And I said, well, what's next? And he's like, I want to go win 2 more.
That's the goal. And even when I mic'd him up as well at Georgia Dugout Club, and it was the same thought. It was, we're going to win state championship this year. because we've got the squad for it. And they did, and they had the squad for it, and he was right.
Kaden had the random question about would you rather have a big day and a loss or not appear on the stat sheet and a win? And he's like, I want to win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Georgia Dugout Club was great proof of that. I think he walked 8 times.
Wow.
In their 3 games. So he's more than happy to just do what it takes to win a game. And
well, he fires that 90.8 off the bat of Kaden Dawson, and that one is going for a ride, and Dawson is going to be on with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning, and the number 1 ranked player in Georgia. He's going to with the way the shortstop hands went up, I thought he was waiting for the cutoff that Dawson had gotten aboard. So giving him glazing him for no reason there as he goes down. But Kaden Dawson has given us he's given us a lot of great moments. And a guy who, as I talked to him about, he's been in the spotlight for a while.
Yeah.
And so I think for him and his family and, his advisor, August 1 is something that they've been well prepared for a while. So I would anticipate they've got a strong plan in play for what happens when those coaches can come calling and that recruiting window opens.
Yeah, Brendan Neal trying to call time there and just didn't get the call, so takes a ball.
Had this conversation with my son, a 15U going to be 16U player the other day. It's a request, not a mandate when you put your hand up as a batter. As that one's dribbled, they get a turn 2. They don't need to because there was already 1 down. They get the inning ending out at second base. Georgia continues to lead 1-0 over Florida. We have a couple more of our interviews remaining, so I want to get to these before our time runs out. Paul Barnett, the second-ranked player in Alabama, stopped by after their game against Tennessee. He, by the way, had to wait outside. He saw Jaden Pearl. They crossed paths. He wasn't happy to come in here after losing to Tennessee, but Paul gave us some moments of his time, so let's get to know Alabama's second-ranked player in 27. Now joined by Paul Barnett from Alabama. He's the second-ranked shortstop in the state, number 2 overall in 2027. Paul, good to see you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good to see you.
You guys just played against Tennessee. You were a little bit frustrated when you came in here, but how did your performance on the field net out?
It could have been better. Definitely faced some really good arms. Tennessee team's really talented. But I'm excited to get out there. We play Florida tomorrow. Really good team. Obviously, the shtick that Florida and we have Georgia the next day. So those are gonna be good guys, and it's going to be fun to compete. So I'm just looking forward to those and excited.
I'm always interested to talk to guys who have been here for the junior feature games. You were here in 2023. You kind of get a sense of the atmosphere. Obviously, you're not having to perform in front of all the college coaches like you are now, but tell me a little bit about understanding of the sense of it going into it for the second time.
It's all the same things, the game style, the workout, so you just get a feel for that, and then definitely just looking up to the older guys. So I'd come over, watch the older guys play, and you get to see all the coaches, and what to expect. So it was definitely a great experience. I really loved the Junior Futures Games. It was my first event after moving from Philadelphia, and it was really fun to be a part of, and definitely recommend to anyone that can do it.
Did it give you a drive to want to get back here and play in the real feature games?
100%. Especially I didn't do my best after that, and it's just keep working, trying to get into this one. You see the older kids, you see all the college coaches, and I want to be there. Everyone knows this is one of the best events of the summer, if not the best, and it's just you want to be here.
We got with you exit velo north of 102 miles an hour, bat speed of 87.5. I mean, so you can go on StatCast and you can kind of see where you guys. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but you get to see how you guys measure up against major league players. It's just obviously some of those numbers that you guys have are going to be with metal as opposed to wood bats, but I mean, speed to speed. When you see those numbers and you match them up against major league guys, how do you look at that in comparison? Is it kind of eye opening, or how do you approach it?
I think it's just kind of knowing that I can be in their shoes one day, and so you see that, and then you look at my flaws. I like to look back at my flaws, see what I'm doing wrong and what they're doing right. And so to know that I'm there on the bat speed or exit velo, and I can look at the mechanics of it, and that's why they're in the bigs and I'm not. So
well, in time too, right?
Well, yeah, of course, but just looking up to those guys and trying to be like them.
What's that point of the game where you're looking at it right now and you're thinking this has got to improve? Like, this is my point of focus going forward.
I've been working a lot on my swing, just making it more efficient, making it more more barrels. I don't tend to strike out a lot, but sometimes I can get into some habits, rolling over, But just, make it more consistent, hard contact, and, clean up my swing a little bit.
Coming down from Philly, what was the biggest adjustment for you going from the Northeast to the South?
It might have been the weather. I mean, I saw some friends from Philadelphia, and they're telling me it's so hot, and I'm like, I've gotten used to it. It's not too bad, but it was an adjustment to make when I got here.
Were you down with the whole college football scene when you got in here? Because it's very different down in the South than it is in the Northeast.
Well, so my mom and dad were both from Alabama, so we were kind of the odd ones out in our extended family for living in Philadelphia. So we were always Alabama football fans, so that was pretty easy. Just transitioned right into that.
All right, so you Mountain Brook, Alabama High School. Famous alumni, Courtney Cox. It was on Friends. Were you aware of that? I mean, is there stuff at school
my little sister, shout out Grace. She loves Friends.
Okay.
And so Courtney Cox and Friends, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there stuff at school like that kind of designate that she went to school there?
Not really. No. People don't really talk about it, but I know my mom and my sister do. So.
That's what matters, right?
Yeah,
as long as they're on board with it. All right, one of my favorite things we're doing here is we are playing a game called Random Questions. Producer's going to roll in our nice fancy intro. Yeah, this is real. This is a legit game show. So what's going to happen now is he's going to give me 3 random questions, numbers 1 through 100, and ChatGPT helped us come up with these questions. So producer Mason is going to give us your numbers, and then I'm going to give you the corresponding questions via ChatGPT.
All right, I'm excited.
All right, your numbers are 79,
Okay.
86, and 96.
96. Wow, he's living down at the bottom of the list here. All right, let's go to our random questions. Number 79. What's the fastest animal you think you could beat in a race?
Well, so, you got all the technology here at these events. I know I'm about 20 miles per hour. So,
Ooh, okay.
Something that's 20 miles per hour. I don't know. Maybe like my dog.
Okay.
I'll say my dog.
All right, that's a good one. All right, that's pretty fast. That's pretty fast. If you were a social media influencer, this is number 86, what would your focus be?
At this point, this day and age, there's a lot of baseball social media people. So, you see someone, Max Clark, probably try and be like that.
But would it be you, or would you have some social media persona?
No, it'd be me. I try and be myself.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. That's good. All right. Number 96. Last one. Favorite motivational quote. This can be real or made up. Like what says? Yeah.
Motivational. One of my favorite quotes is the old Yogi Berra quote. The 90% of the game is half mental.
I like that. Yeah.
I like that one. I don't know if that's motivational though. I don't know if that counts, but that's probably
and it is. Yeah. I like it's getting late early. You like that one? That's another good Yogi Berra one.
Yeah. Yogi Berra's got a lot of good ones.
He does. All right. He is Paul Barnett. Paul, man, appreciate the time.
Yes,
wish you the best, man. We'll be back with so much more. You're watching our Future Games Watch Party. Welcome back. That's some good stuff from Paul Barnett there. I've really loved having these guys in. They've all been good sports on all these random questions that we've been doing with them. Georgia and Florida still 1-0. Illinois still has that 7-0 lead over Indiana. Michigan and Ohio remain tied at bottom of the 5th. Rocco Bucci at the plate now, runner in scoring position. He's already come through once for Ohio. Let's see if he can do it again here in the bottom of the 5th inning, facing Van Kampen. It's Keaton Van Kampen from Byron Center High School. Second-ranked third baseman in Michigan, 15th overall, showing out on the mound where he's up to 87. Got word that Chubb, by the way, was up to 97.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ian Smith had him at 97.
Wow. He is just incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Every single time we see him here.
2-0 count here to Bucci. Make that 3-0. Illinois with another runner in scoring position with nobody out. One on right back to the second baseman, goes back to the pitcher, throws the first in time for the first out. But Illinois has another runner in scoring position, already leading 7-0 in the top of the 7th inning. Florida runner in scoring position. That's going to be in for a strike. Rogozinski out for another inning of work for Georgia, facing off against Farr. Farr skies that, Second base camps underneath it for the out. So Bucci aboard as well. So now 2 on for Ohio.
I'm always interested to see kind of how these games look when you get into these later innings. When
Yeah.
you get into that 6th or the 7th or the 8th inning, how things change as you kind of get down the line. Because, like we talked about, there's not like the motivation of like, oh, we've got to win this game. Like there's not that. It's not like, we got to move on in the tournament. It's really just about, let's show off our skills. And maybe for some guys that is enough to just make you keep going, but it's also 10, 20.
But I will say, and especially in the 2 games there that are so close, Georgia and Florida and Michigan and Ohio, there's an MVP.
We just get another home run.
There's an MVP awarded in this. Yeah, we did get another home run in Illinois and Indiana. Illinois is just pouring it on. That was 100.7 off the bat in that one for Illinois, and that was Morgan's got 2 home runs today.
Wow.
Morgan is just having an absolute day.
Man.
Well, actually, I'm giving him credit for a second home run. That was a guy above him in the order right there. That was Tucker. Tucker gets himself a bomb. So that was Jackson Tucker. Jackson Tucker, a 2-time junior feature gamer, top-ranked shortstop in Illinois, goes triple digits off the bat for another home run for Illinois. They got a 9-0 lead over Indiana. But those, what I was going to get to was these 2 games in particular, there's an MVP awarded.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot on the line in Michigan and Ohio and Georgia, Florida. Illinois, meanwhile, just putting it on Indiana, leading 9-0 in the top of the 7th. And we're in nearly 10:30 now here on the first night of games. A little late night action for us, burning that midnight oil. We're not going to get that late, though, right? We'll get out of here before,
hopefully,
before 11.
Hopefully. We're really dependent on Michigan, Ohio keeping up their pace. They did start significantly later than everybody else.
They did. They're moving along, though, in that one. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. The tooled-up Devlin Daniel at the plate right now for Ohio. Got a 2-0 count. He's already walked once, make that 3-0.
Great stop at short. I think Brennan Neal still holding it down there for Georgia, but can't make a play.
Runner takes off for Illinois. Another runner in scoring position, seeking double-digit runs here against Indiana. There are no run rules as we'll play 8 innings to make sure all the pitchers get an opportunity. Sheffield at the plate right now for Florida going up against Rogozinski. Daniels just fouled one off at 93.9.
Wow. He's just impressive with everything he does. I mean, that's an impressive foul ball.
Yeah, some guys just step in and they just look like pros.
Yeah.
Daniel looks like a pro.
Yeah, and he moves so smooth. That's one of those things you just always see from guys like that.
Daniel with a rocket 103.5 off his bat. And it got caught.
Man, this president put a hole in the webs.
Yeah, that was crazy. 103.5. By the way,
103.7 from Florida, and they're racing around the base paths
all right
now. I think it was a home run.
Well, unfortunately, our cameras did not catch up with it. How did we miss that moment? Man, that was the moment of moments, and we missed it as Florida's now got a 4-1 lead as they come through with the big blow there against Georgia. A monster moment.
Yeah, grand slam from Braylon Sheffield. Puts them up 4-1.
So Braylon Sheffield working those MVP mojos there. Bishop Verrett Catholic.
With that, Rogozinski calls it a.
All right, his inning comes to an end. He gives up the grand slam. Florida's got a 4-1 lead as Sheffield, the second-ranked third baseman in Florida, 30th overall in the class, comes through big time there. 103.7 off his bat. We had 2 100-plus exit velos on back-to-back hits in games going on. It tells you the level of just incredible talent we have across this event.
And the broad spectrum of what could happen in the sport of baseball when you hit a ball 103.5 plus, one of them a line out to the second base and one of them a grand slam.
But for all the moments for our cameras not to cut over on,
a
grand slam in that game is a tough look. But
it's going to be Dalen Linton taking over on the mound for Florida.
Dalen from TNXL, 23 junior feature gamer. So TNXL, obviously in Florida. Mm-hmm. So if you are not from Florida and you play for TNXL, do you play feature games for Florida, or do you play for the state where you actually hail from?
I think a lot of times it's for whatever state you're from.
Okay.
Some of the guys, I think, if they spend a lot of time down there, they'll end up just moving their rankings to being ranked in Florida. But I think for the most part, those guys tend to keep their rankings in a different state.
James Wood went to IMG Academy, but he was a feature gamer for Maryland.
Yeah.
So there you go. Home run derby participant, all-star, former feature gamer. Can't field the ball there, back to the pitcher, and Ohio's going to have 2 runs. They're going to take a 4-2 lead. Now make that another run going to come across. Wow. Yep, they've got a 5-2 lead now off the miscue there on that throw over from the pitcher to first base for Michigan, and Ohio comfortably ahead now, a 3-run lead over Michigan in the bottom of the 5th, and that's going to bring it into that inning.
That is a huge break for Ohio right there to get that big lead. It is kind of funny whenever you see it. It's like some big thing happens, and it's like, all right, let's just stop.
That's the end of the inning. Yeah.
Enough of that.
Well, now amped up, I'm sure, Florida squad taking the defensive side of things, leading 4-1 off that grand slam off the bat of Sheffield.
Chubb Jones Jr. going to come to the plate to try and immediately bounce back.
And that one in the top of the 7th, as is Illinois and Indiana. That one should be the bottom of the 7th. I believe Indiana's coming to the plate. Ohio got a 5-2 lead over Michigan. Ohio's Noah Milburn returns on the mound. I'm sure there's going to be some great video, since this was the featured game for prep baseball today, of that grand slam from Sheffield. So while our cameras didn't adjust for it, there's still going to be some
1,000 angles.
Yeah, there's going to be some great shots.
I mean, all eyes are on this game. I was down there getting some photos when we ran our first interview, and there was just about every photographer I've maybe ever seen here at Lake Point was standing there.
Braden Ring will be the first batter of the inning for Indiana out of Zionsville High School, a 2-time junior feature gamer. You know, kind of dawned on me putting together notes in preparation for this. We're never going to be able to say that again.
Yeah, no more 2-time junior feature gamers.
We may be able to say guys are a multi-time feature gamer, because that might still happen. But I think with the super sophomore games as well, it's probably going to be more of a rarity.
I think that'll now be the thing. You make the juniors, you make the super sophomore games, then you make future games, and then Super 60 and All-American games?
Yeah. Yep. But guys as multi-time invitees to these events is probably going to be a thing of the past. And Kaden Dawson's one of the last ones to do it. You know, he was a feature gamer last year for Georgia, and talking to Hudson Graham goes down on strikes, and that started off the 7th. That was when they got Kaden last year. It was with the intent that you're going to be our centerpiece for next year.
Yeah.
And he was more than up to the task. He talked about seeing himself as a leader of that Georgia squad, as the guy who had been there, done that a year ago. And they got some fighting to do here, trailing 4-1 against Florida in the top of the 7th inning. This one's a rocket, 97.3 off the bat. That's got him on the run on the way to second base.
Flying,
yep, absolutely flying. Going to have a 1-out double in that one, and that was an absolute rocket off the bat of,
I think that was Liam Collier.
Yeah, that was in fact Liam Collier, friend of the program. So Liam, a past junior feature gamer, is aboard.
And Bryce Fontenot going to follow that up out of Cherokee Bluff High School.
That means Mooring is lurking there at the bottom of the order.
Yeah, I did find it interesting. Georgia's lineup is numerical. It's just all the pitchers are plucked out.
Okay. I think I like that approach.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have such a huge lineup anyways.
Yeah.
Who's here to sit around and oh, this guy needs to bat 8th, and this guy needs to bat 17th.
Fontenot try to move Collier along. Florida leading 4-1 over Georgia. 1 out in the 7th. 1 down for Indiana, trailing Illinois 9-0. Ohio's got that 5-2 lead off of a defensive miscue for Michigan. Change that from a 2-2 tie to a 5-2 lead. How many times do you see 3 runs scored off of a play like that, too?
It's kind of unbelievable, but big turning point when you're talking about the outcome of this game.
Swing and a miss by Fontenot.
You can definitely put something behind a 105.9 exit on his profile. So if he gets a hold of something, don't be surprised if it takes a ride.
Fontenot listed at 6'2", 221 pounds. He's now got 2 strikes on him, counts even.
A well-placed fastball right there by Dalen Linton, using that arm side movement to his advantage, up on the hands.
Fontenot digs in. Again, 2-2 count, 1 down. Then Collier at second. Georgia trailing by 3. Oh, gets in with the vicious breaking ball. Had him absolutely frozen. Now, going to be 2 down for Georgia. I'll turn it over to Wesley Mooring.
Indiana still trying to put that first run up on the board here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah,
2 outs.
A little bit closer. Isaiah Snavely's at the plate now. Top-ranked player in Indiana who joined me here in studio yesterday.
Got a runner on third. It might not look like there's a runner on third because he's kind of hiding over there to the side, doing something that most people don't really know that you can do, which is establishing your own base path. Wherever you start is the line you must run. And so he can start over there if he wants and get that kind of sprinting start towards home.
I like that. It's a good look.
Yeah, in a scenario like this where you're just trying to put a run up on the board, it can be a very useful tactic. Too bad.
Yeah. Another run stranded by Indiana. Go back to it. They had the bases loaded.
Yeah.
They've had their opportunities, and they trail Illinois 9-0 as that one is headed on to the 8th inning. Mooring's got a 1-1 count, meanwhile, with Collier at second base for Georgia. Trying to answer that grand slam off the bat of Sheffield that's put Florida up in this one.
Kind of amazing in a maybe a bad way that Georgia's only run has come on a pass ball.
Yeah. Well, Mooring got the power to change that with 1 swing. He's got a 1-2 count, 2 down. Misses high. On to the final inning of Illinois and Indiana. Final pitcher now steps in for Indiana in that one.
Just to give an update on the other games we've got going on. Nevada and Utah, that one's 3-0 Utah. Sorry, 3-2 Utah over Nevada.
Mooring puts it in play. Preston Cole has it, throws to first, and that's going to end the inning. Georgia strands 1. They keep trailing. They're down 4-1 against Florida as that one's going on. Meanwhile, Illinois up 9-0 over Indiana, and Ohio leads 5-2 over Michigan. Give us the other score update there, Grayson.
Yeah, so Utah is up 3-2 over Nevada, and then Texas North up 7-3 over SoCal.
Okay.
A big 4th inning for Texas a big sixth inning where they scored 4 runs.
New arm steps in for Georgia.
Part of that, a home run off the bat of Drew Cross.
This will be Brennan Neal as the final pitcher for Georgia. Michigan's got a runner at first with 2 down. Again, they're trailing Ohio by 3. They'll now look to Trey Etnier out of Whiteford High School. A lot of run on that Neal fastball, 89.6 on that last one.
Yeah, can't
did we just have a catch in that? Oh man, what a catch out there by Indiana in center field. Just absolutely robbing a base hit. Diving catch in center field, now 1 down.
Everybody's got to show off however they can, and when you get a defensive opportunity to show off,
well, when we're showing 3 games at once, like this, it's really small. And then you watch a guy dive in center field. Kind of hard sometimes to tell whether or not he actually made the play, but he in fact did. Michigan threatening here with 2 down in the 6th. Got Kincannon at the plate right now for Michigan. We've already seen him on the mounds facing off against Milburn. 2 down. Swings through that first one at 85.1. Current batter for Illinois is Ryan Wilberding from Libertyville.
Chopper on the ground. Make the play over the pitcher for the out.
Ohio holds on to that lead, 5-2. That one's headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. Wilberding avoid via the walk for Illinois. They're now going to look to Keegan Seep from Triad High School, 2-time junior feature gamer. Going to get courtesy runner for Illinois.
Seen some good stuff from Brennan Neal on the mound. Not necessarily a pitcher by trade. It actually doesn't even list as a pitcher on his profile.
Yeah, I think Neal was a guy that we were both unfamiliar with before this.
Yeah, he's only played here 1 time before this at the 15U National Championship last year. It says that his travel team's the MLB Breakthrough Series.
Okay.
Which has produced quite a few major league talents. And Brennan Neal looks very good. His numbers from workout day yesterday, a 103 max exit velo and a 6.5 260.
Wow.
And then he's throwing in the 90s on the mound.
Yeah,
so
it's a good look.
Yeah, much better than the 78 we had him clocked at last year with the fastball.
He's been putting in some work.
Yeah, clearly. Clearly.
Well, he's got a full count here to start off this inning against Florida. That one is roped 68.4, sky high. Shortstop on the run has it in shallow center for the first out.
Hit 91-1 on that one. So pencil that one in for the profile after this game.
Bottom of the 6th for Ohio and Michigan. Still on the top of the 8th here in Illinois and Indiana. We got one more interview to go through. I think we should probably hit this thing up.
Yeah.
All right, Logan Hagman, Wisconsin's #1 player, stopped by as we had our pregame car wash. So many guys stepping through here to have some fun with us. So let's get to know Logan Hagman, again, the top-ranked player in the Badger State in 2027. Now we got Logan Hagman, the #1 player in Wisconsin in the class of 2027 out of Hudson High School. Logan, man, thanks for the time. Appreciate you doing this. Yeah, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So 2023 Junior Future Gamer, welcome back. Tell me about the expectations and the experience this time around.
Yeah, so the first time around it was a great atmosphere. Really fun. I actually played with Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
In future games, the Junior Future Games, so it's kind of fun to learn all the new players from Wisconsin, just get to know them.
Tell me about that transition then. Like, when did this happen?
Well, I always lived in Wisconsin, but since I'm like right on the border of Wisconsin, so they let me play with Minnesota because that's where my club is. I play for Minnesota Icemen.
Okay.
So, yeah, I always played with them until this year, where I switched to Wisconsin.
Well, I'm sure Vinny Ortino happy to have you. Watching Brewers games, were you excited when you saw the Vinny reaching out to you about this?
Oh yeah, it was really cool. Really cool.
So let's talk about the game a little bit, especially as a catcher. We got you a pop time down to 190, catcher velo of 80. What's the all-time pop time for you?
It's around 1.8 in just practice. So
I mean, that's a ridiculous number. When you see like guys like what Adley Rutschman and JT Romito are doing, do you compare your numbers to those guys?
Yeah, I do. I try to get to as low as possible,
But does it come a point where it's like, how much better can it even get?
Yeah.
It's like, obviously you're trying to be as smooth as the transition as you can, but how do you get to a certain point where it's like, how much better can it get?
I feel like it can always get lower. You can always work on stuff to, make your transition faster, throw harder. Just working every day to get better.
So what's the point of emphasis for you right now in terms of that pop time?
Just quicker transfers, letting it get deep to my body, not reaching out and getting it.
So tell me, I know umpires hate framing, and and I've had a lot. So Tyler Flowers, former Braves catcher, told me one time he loves to try to position himself where he tries to block the view of the umpire with his shoulder, so when he's framing, he can try to get those strikes.
Really?
So where are you at on framing and trying to maybe obscure things? Like, are you a guy that's just part of the game and that's my job? How do you approach it?
Yeah, I feel like that's just part of my job, trying to steal strikes from my pitchers, just working as hard as I can.
When you're in an environment like this, you've got to learn some guys quickly because everybody, as you know, you were here for Junior Future Games. There's a lot of college coaches out there that want to see these guys show out in those 2 innings of work. When you're that guy that's got to be that receiver for them, what are those conversations like pregame and how you guys are going to approach it and make the most of their time?
Yeah, I just really try to learn them in the bullpen, see what they like to throw early in counts, late in counts, different situations, just trying to learn them before I get out there. So then when we get to the game, it's just like we've done it before.
Is that an easy process, or is it harder in an environment like this?
I feel like it's harder because everyone's trying to, perform at their top for the coaches that are here. So it's trying to calm them down and really just get to know them.
6 foot, 197 pounds. When you were looking towards catchers and you were coming up, who were your guys? Were you looking for guys that were built like you, or did you? Because it seems like it's funny to me how many younger catchers were like, I like Yadier Molina. And it's like Yadier Molina is built like a fire hydrant.
Yeah. Well, I always looked up to JT Realmuto. I grew up playing MLB The Show, and he always had a good card. So he was always the starting catcher on my team, and I just always looked up to him.
Did you make yourself on MLB The Show?
Oh yeah.
Tell me what were the numbers? Like what were you giving yourself the highest highest rating in? Power?
99 everything.
Okay.
But before I got there, definitely power and contact, just so I can hit bombs.
So I saw the photo on IG of you with Rob Dillingham from the Timberwolves. Are you a big T-Wolves fan?
Yeah, I'm a big Timberwolves fan.
So what was this last season like? Watching Anthony Edwards do his thing?
Oh, yeah, it was really cool. In my opinion, he's the best in the NBA. Sorry. So it's just cool to have him on your team.
Well, you're also in Metro Atlanta, and he's an Atlanta guy, so you're in a good situation to give Anthony Edwards some love. All right, it is time to play random questions, so we're now going to roll in our fancy intro. All right, of course, the way this works is our producer, Mason, will give me 3 random numbers, 1 through 100, and those will correspond with the random questions that were selected by ChatGPT.
Okay.
Mason, what are the numbers for Logan?
All right, the numbers you have are 2, 8, and 80.
Wow, all right, we're all over the board here. All right, start off with number 2. You can only pick one walk-up song for the rest of your life. What is it?
I think I have to go with Heartache Medication by John Parody.
Yeah, that's good.
That
that's a good one.
one for high school this year, and I like the beat.
Yeah, the moms like that one too, so that's going to score you big points later on. All right, what's the number 8? What's the last meal that you cooked?
That
That's the tough one. That's not last meal you ate. The last meal that you personally cooked.
I think it was breakfast. I made pancakes.
Just normal pancakes, or
pancake, bacon, and eggs.
Okay, were they just normal pancakes?
Yeah, no, chocolate chip.
Oh, see, we got to add that. That's meaningful. That changes it. That makes it like
just a tier better.
Yeah, yes. You just went up a tier. All right, final question number 80. If someone made a candle that smelled like your baseball bag, what would it be called?
I don't know. Pine tar.
Pine tar. Oh, I like that one. Yeah.
Got a lot of pine tar on my bag.
Yeah. No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's good. Like a Bath and Body Works thing, you think?
Oh yeah.
All right. Definitely. All right. Great stuff. He is Logan Hagman. Logan, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Don't go anywhere. You're welcome. We have so much more from our Future Games Watch Party coming your way.
It almost looks like
I'm trying to stay frozen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay frozen because it was like that Logan Hagman interview was like, it was just like this, and I was just standing. I wanted to keep the motif going. By the way, while we were away during that interview with Logan, Brady Cunningham came through with our top exit velo so far in this broadcast, 106 for an RBI single for Illinois that gave them their 10th run. So they're now sitting in the bottom of the 8th inning, looking to finish off this victory over Indiana, and we get a strikeout for the first out in that one. They're currently throwing, oh man, they got another fun name here for Illinois. It's like they just come through with these. It's like not even fair. Do they have the name that wrong on the?
Adamowicz, Hayden
Adamowicz. Hayden Adamowicz was not on the roster that we were initially came out. So, all right, Hayden Adamowicz gets a K to start off the inning. He's now got an 0-2 count as Illinois is marching towards a dominant victory over Indiana. Florida's added another run. Here's my dude at the plate right now here for Florida. Big Tavis Honeycutt. I just want to see this guy get a hold of a ball. I feel like he would do unspeakable things to a baseball here on a Thursday night at Lake Point Sports. He's got some heat coming on the mound. Again, he's got ridiculous exit velos.
Yeah, put up a 105.2 yesterday at workout day.
Okay. He sees a 90-plus fastball here with that kind of speed at the plate. Oh, and he gets a walk off of a breaking ball, so he's going to be aboard with 2 down. I'm robbed of my Tavis Honeycutt moment.
The umpire seems to have made the call for Brendan Neal that they're just going to end the inning. Things started to get a little out of hand. It was extending the game a little more than maybe needed to, but.
All right, that one's marching along to its final inning. Meanwhile, Illinois and Indiana is game over. That one is done. 10-0 is the win for Illinois over Indiana. Should we go to another game, or should we go graphic another one? What's the status on the other games?
So
right
I think Nevada, Utah is they're in the bottom of the 8th.
Okay, that's in the bottom.
Starting
of the
off the bottom of the 8th. Let's see what's going on. SoCal, Texas North. They are in the bottom of the 7th.
All right, that one's in the bottom of the 7th. Okay.
I think we can just stick to these two that we've got.
All right, we'll just stick to these two.
We know we're going to see these SoCal and Texas teams throughout the rest of the week. So.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to do some manipulation. All right, so Producer Mason, we're going to go with Michigan, Ohio is going to be in the top left corner. So we're going to sub out Illinois and Indiana with Michigan and Ohio in that window. And then we'll go with the Future Games graphic in the bottom left corner, and then we'll remain down in the bottom right.
Maybe should we show the schedule?
Oh, yeah. Let's show the schedule. Yeah, so instead of the Future Games graphic, let's show the schedule down in the bottom left, and we can let everybody see the remainder of our Future Games watch parties, which will roll into tomorrow, Friday, and we'll have action for you on Saturday and Sunday as well. There we go. There's our Future
Look at
Games
that.
broadcast graphic. So tomorrow we'll have the 1 o'clock window. Great job there, producer Mason. We'll have SoCal versus Texas South and Alabama versus Florida. So just 2 games for you during that one. I'm sure we'll pop around to some other games.
Yeah, there will be
going on
other
as well.
games going on. There's some alternating time slots.
Yeah, it
tomorrow.
makes it a little weird. There's 2 games at 1, and we wanted to bring you both of those. Saturday, we'll have a full slate, so we'll be doing a little bouncing around. There could be some red zone action on that one, as we've got Wisconsin and what we just saw as a powerhouse Illinois squad. We'll have that big-time Texas matchup of North versus South. Another big-time in-state matchup for you with NorCal versus SoCal, and then Florida versus Tennessee, and we will wrap it all up on Sunday with the Junior Future Games Championship at 2:30. So that'll be the final broadcast of our very busy Future Games week. Really excited to see those juniors because you talked about it. What do you play for at a certain point? And those guys, you're literally playing for a championship.
Yes, yeah. And last year it was Oakley's for the winning team. I don't know what the compensation is, or if there is some kind of prize at the end. But I'm sure Prep Baseball is going to come through and reward those guys handsomely.
Yeah, I'm sure they most definitely will do that. Dominowski at the plate right now for Michigan, as that one is going to be 5-2 Ohio lead right now. Backett is the new pitcher for Ohio.
Ooh, grounder up the middle to start things off for Georgia. Good work by shortstop to just cover some ground and stop it, but no play was going to be made.
Owen Dominowski at the plate right now for Michigan out of Bay City Western High School. He's the 8th-ranked outfielder in Michigan. We got exit velos around 97.4 for him. Bat speed around 69. Georgia just trying to make something happen. That's 98.7 off the bat of Dominowski, and we got a run across for Michigan. Are they going to get a second one? That is some serious speed. The dude was coasting.
Oh, man.
Wow, they are inching into this Ohio lead now, 5-4 in the top of the 7th. Owen Dominowski coming through with a 2-run single, and Michigan's still in business now. A runner in scoring position still for them with 1 down here in the 7th.
And Georgia trying to get things going. You had Little reach on the single to start off the inning, and now Mikael Moon stepping into the box to try and make something happen here in their last offensive effort.
Cole Hackenberg is the current batter for Michigan out of Marcellus High School.
Big swing and a miss right there.
Yeah, he's got an 0-2 count.
Extended walk-off, just to think about what he's done there.
Jaden Backett, the current pitcher for Ohio out of Mason, Ohio. Mason, home of Six Flags.
I was about to ask if you had some kind of fun fact about Mason, Ohio.
It's Kings Island, but I believe Six Flags owns Kings Island now.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think Cedar Point might have bought it.
I've heard of Cedar Point, for sure. It's about as...
No, Kings Island is not owned by Six Flags in the way that it was previously. Six Flags did merge with Cedar Fair, Kings Island's previous owner, so now currently owned by the owners of Cedar Point. So used to be owned by Six Flags, now currently owned by the people who own Cedar Point, Cedar Fair. So I've been to Cedar Point many times, Kings Island many times. Kings Island's got this great ride called the Beast, this big wooden roller coaster. When I was a kid, they had like this deal where they had like movie-themed ride, so they had like a Top Gun ride.
Oh, that's
what a
cool.
Gigantic throw we just saw from right field into third. But yeah, they had a Top Gun ride. They had one like that was about the Mummy.
Yeah, because like at Six Flags, they have like the themed thing.
Yeah,
they're not movie specific.
Yeah.
We got 2 singles to start things off for Georgia. Bring up our friend, Lake Point athlete, Austin Tambora to the plate.
Big breath by Austin there.
Maybe those BP, maybe the BP pitches I threw him the other day
there you
got
go.
him warmed up for this moment.
I like that.
That'd be wonderful. I mean, if Austin does something cool here, it's
it's on you.
It's because of me.
I'm sure he'll.
I was giving him good looks.
Credit.
I was giving him good looks. Got a couple of great hacks. Can't quite tell what bat he's swinging, but
is that the one that he did the review on?
I don't.
It's in for a strike.
I don't know. I can't quite tell. That one might not be broken in just yet. It might not be game ready. I don't know if he's taken enough swings with it just yet.
Hackenberg just had a very long foul ball. So his AB will continue. Counts full. Michigan runners at second and third with one down in the seventh. Another breaking ball. He's a little frustrated. You can tell there he's watched two curveballs just drop in for strikes.
It's been the one thing that Linton's done really well is just keep the ball in the zone, and those breaking balls have helped him out a ton. Let's see what he gives Austin here on 0-2.
Backett got the strikeout, and they ended the inning there, so that one's going to head to the eighth inning with Ohio leading 5-4.
Fastball misses. Make it 1-2 for Tambora.
Tambora, of course, out of North Cobb Christian, third-ranked outfielder in the state, 12th overall. Got a 1-2 count here. Top of the eighth, nobody out, runner at second.
How amazing would it be if we got a huge moment out of Tambora? Ooh,
did he go?
I don't think so. I'm not even going to get an appeal, so.
All right, he lays off, counts even.
Deep breath as he steps back into the box for
Dalen Linton really liking that secondary stuff. See what he goes to on the 2-2. Misses inside again. He's not thrown him a fastball yet, has he?
Thrown him one, and it was for a ball.
He's given him a heavy breaking ball diet. Counts now full. See what awaits Tambora here. Skies this one foul. This AB will continue. Well, Michigan's new pitcher is going to be Ramos.
So we'll see him hold it down for their last two innings. Michigan got themselves back in this game. Interested to see how Ohio tries to answer, see if they get themselves some insurance.
Oh, that's actually Cash Misklowski. I was looking on the wrong side there. We had Cash for playing for Canes Midwest. Cash also a third baseman. All right, so Tambora will be aboard. Bases are juiced. So after that long AB against Tambora, Maddox Rogozinski steps in. And there may not be anybody more amped for the opportunity than the guy who gave up a grand slam, than the guy to be in a position to answer that moment right here.
Wouldn't that be incredible? I feel like that hasn't happened many times.
Yeah.
If you were to give up a grand slam and hit one yourself in the same game, I think you'd be in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
That's like Fernando Tatis Sr. hitting two in an inning.
That's right. Linton misses inside.
He's still sticking to that breaking ball.
Yeah, he really likes it. And I think you can make the case that in this environment, most guys think you're going to throw fastballs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't give them the fastball, you're you got them in your back pocket. But because this is an environment built for guys to go up there and try to ride up the radar gun. There he goes with the fastball there, but he misses. Glove side, 86.4, counts 2-1.
See, the thing is if he hits a grand slam, do the Florida coaches be like, all right, that's it.
Game over.
Good work. Let's get our guys to pitch their last inning and be over.
Yep. 2-1 count here to Rogozinski. Oh, he got hit on the elbow, so a run's going to come in via the hit by pitch for Georgia and make it 6-2. You know that there's no way that there's a pitch count situation in this inning or anything that Georgia wants this inning to be rolled. Now on to Carson Reeves. So nobody out here in the eighth.
For anybody that's watching and wants to continue watching this week, that bottom left is where we've got all of our games for the rest of the weekend.
Going to drop in. They're going to hold him at third. They will, in fact, do that. Ohio in business with nobody out in the bottom of the seventh inning. That was Ronald Allen the third.
Runners in the corners. It looked like there was a runner at second base, but runners at the corners for Ohio to start off this inning. And when we first started the inning, I said, is Ohio going to come out here and get some insurance runs? And they're certainly trending in that direction.
They'll now look to Jackson Turnbull. Turnbull ropes that down into left field. That's going to be in for an RBI single. Is he going to get more than that? He, in fact, is. He's going to have 2 bases. They'll have another runner at third, now leading 6-4 over Michigan in the 7th.
Yeah, that was a rope right there. 95-7. Put it down in no man's land.
Turnbull from Pickerington North. Well, Reeves flies that one back foul in this matchup against Dalen Linton. Dalen Linton.
Seems like from here on out, Georgia batters have the chance to do something special here.
Gets away from the catcher. Will hold it third, though, over in Michigan and Ohio. And that one gets away from the catcher in this matchup between Georgia and Florida, and they get a run across. We had like the exact same thing happen in 2 different games, 2 different outcomes as the runner held at third for Ohio, but with the bases loaded, takes off for Georgia, and they've made it now 6-2 here in the 8th.
Mikhail Moon just soaring through home plate right there.
Well, we mentioned the speed of Mikhail Moon before, and he showed that off in that moment to get a little bit closer. 6-3 is now the score. That one's in the top of the 8th inning. Michigan and Ohio in the bottom of the 7th. Big swing and a miss.
It's going to be the first out of the inning. As Reeves goes down, brings up Daniel Biondo.
My Road to the Feature Games interview I did with Biondo, I asked him, what's the biggest thing that you want coaches to walk away from watching you with? And he said leadership.
Yeah.
Guy who sees himself as that, as a catcher, and he fouls that first one back. Popped up in Michigan and Ohio. Who's going to have that? Nearly have a collision.
Oh, and it drops.
Did it drop down?
Sure did.
Yikes. We had the shortstop nearly colliding with the left fielder, and that is going to drop down for a base hit, and Ohio's now got the bases loaded with nobody out.
Oh, and there's another pass ball.
Another pass ball, and here comes another run. It just nearly ducks out of the way of that one.
Watch out, man. We need Austin Tambora in our videos. You can't be hurting him.
Yeah, well, he shows off those cat-like reflexes, dipping underneath that flip back there from the catcher, but it's now 6-4 with Biondo at the plate and 1 down. Ohio's got the bases loaded.
You know, we talk about this a lot of times when you bring in these teams from all around the country of like, are they going to play well together? Is there chemistry?
This is
very similar.
Well, this is even a more heightened version of that, right? Like this would literally be like a bunch of pickup players coming into a team.
Yeah, and there's a strong hit right there. Georgia's storming back right now. But I think they're going to call the inning.
They are. Cameron Kahn drives that right up the middle, and that's going to be in for a single for Ohio. They're going to have 2 runs off it. The throw is in time.
He dropped it.
He drops it. Runners get everything taken off, and it's just absolute chaos in Michigan and Ohio. Ohio adds some more. They're up 8-4. Cameron Kahn. There you go. Here's your Star Trek. They're ready. That's what they're saying right now when they're Michigan. They can't believe they just let that happen. Sorry about that, producer Mason. That was probably a little bit of an ear pop for you. All right, the inning was rolled in Florida and Georgia. A one-run game.
Georgia's not going to get the chance to win.
Yeah, they're not going to get a chance to win. I think they'll probably tell tales, though, of how this one should have continued.
Yeah.
We got a new pitcher on the mound for Georgia.
Liam Collier.
It is Liam Collier. So Liam Collier on the mound. He's put on some weight.
Yeah.
Liam Collier looking a little bigger than he was when he was here in studio with me a year ago. So he's
probably
bulked
for
up
the best.
some. Yeah, I think so, especially with that frame he's working with.
Yeah.
Cash McLowski is on the mound still for Michigan, and Ohio has built an 8-4 lead. Still nobody out in that inning. I'm frankly a little surprised that we've continued to play through this bottom of the 7th inning. That's in for a strike. Counts now 2-1. He's got Kobe Dews at the plate. What a great name, Kobe Dews, out of Vandalia Butler. Vandalia Butler there, so 75, 70 cuts across, 70 goes all the way through in Indianapolis. That's the midsection of 70 and 75 is where Vandalia Butler is.
So he can go anywhere he wants.
He sure can. He's going to make his way to first base as he's got a 93-mile-an-hour single. It's going to pad this Ohio lead a little bit more, makes it 9-4. Feels like we're getting you up. That's going to be the end of that inning. They'll roll that one. Ohio's got a 5-run lead as that one's now marching on. We're in the final throws here for Florida and Georgia. Florida got the win 6-5.
They have the chance to keep running it up.
They do.
Depending on what Liam Collier does here on the mound. We've now eclipsed 11 p.m. here at
Is this the latest we've been on?
Georgia,
I will say, so I've done later games than this because we had like the minority baseball prospects. We had a Redan game that went really late. I remember being on air close to midnight for that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably KJ Moon in that game, by the way. Fittingly hit a monster homer on that one. Ended up getting drafted by the Reds. He's in their organization now. On the mound for Ohio,
I believe we're approaching the latest I've
Jaden
been
Beckett.
here in general,
Yeah.
let alone live.
Everybody, all the prep baseball guys are leaving now. They get to go go be people for a little bit before they have to come back in the morning.
Not long.
Yeah.
They don't get long. They really just get to go and sleep and then come back.
Yeah, well, we're on air tomorrow at noon, so at 1, so we don't have to be here until a little bit later tomorrow.
I'll be here early. I'll be here early, getting photos, getting some video.
Just saw Drew Locascio from Illinois. He's probably just letting everybody know that he just worked Indiana.
Just do the rounds, let everybody know.
All right, Liam Collier is facing off against Jake Cueto from Bello and Jesuit Prep. Meanwhile, in that Ohio-Michigan matchup, you got Beckett going up against Simmons right now for Michigan. That would be Drew Simmons from Flint Powers Catholic.
That's a good pitch right there from Collier to catch the top of the strike zone with the breaking ball.
Beckett gets that in for a strike. Oh, another nasty breaking ball. It's got him down 0-2.
Well, gets past the first baseman. Tough throw there from short.
All right, Cueto is aboard for Florida.
Looks like we got a foul ball off the knob there and from Michigan.
Collier's now got Nathaniel Sabino from TNXL. 5th-ranked shortstop in Florida, 17th overall. What do you think Collier's weight's up to now?
I mean, is it? Did they already have it in there from yesterday?
So I've got him at 6 foot 200 pounds. Let's see, was it updated? Was his profile updated? It still says 6 foot 200 pounds. Okay.
Maybe he is.
He just looks visibly bigger.
Yeah, he looks like he's just a little more broad.
Yeah.
Looks stronger.
Well, he already had exit velos around 96, fastball around 84.
Runner's going and easily going to get in as the ball gets fumbled, but beneath the catcher's legs.
Michigan's got a runner aboard here with nobody out in the 8th. Expectation is we're going to be down to 1 game here momentarily. Well, we'll see how long this inning goes for Liam Collier. And Florida's already got the win. One's going foul.
I feel like if you're a Collier, you just pitch until you feel like you're good.
Yep. Yep. Until you've shown them what they want to see.
Yeah.
And there's still quite a few scouts here, too.
Oh, yeah. And why sit in your hotel room tonight?
Yeah, there you go. And probably watch baseball.
Yeah. Oh, that one's crushed.
Yeah, that's an
96-2
absolute rope off the bat there for Michigan. Crow on the run.
Going for 3.
Yeah, he's taken off.
That's
He's on his way into
throw.
third. He's going to have himself a 2-run triple, and Michigan's inching back.
Making things happen right now.
They sure are. Fighting back. Now Katke at the plate.
It must feel weird as the home team to know you're winning and still come up and hit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just we're just here to pad stats at this point.
Yeah.
We're inching closer to the finale of our watch party day here. We had the workout day yesterday. We had the first set of games today. And as you can see on screen, we'll have 2 more games for you tomorrow, 4 on Saturday, and then 1 more on Sunday with the Junior Feature Games Championship. And then we'll wait a week and do the Super Sophomore games. That's a rocket, 101.8 off the bat. Sabino with an absolute monster shot, and he's going to have himself an RBI double. Comes off the bag, but he's back in time.
Great work in left field to get that ball in so quickly.
Yeah. That was a rocket, though, 101.8 off the bat of Sabino. Yeah, my first future games, it was a little confusing how this all works in terms of making sure all the pitchers got to play, rolling innings, and then, you know, the fact that you would just play more if the score dictated it was already over with. It's all about these guys getting the opportunities.
Definitely a little bit confusing if you're not ready for it.
Caballero, oh man, did he get him? What a fantastic job at second base. Runner will hold at third. So now 1 down. I'll bring up Wall.
The other thing we see with these is that you just have no idea who's playing what positions in the field.
Yeah,
unless you're out there watching, you can catch somebody's number for a second, but these guys are moving around a lot.
Primarily just worried about who's at the plate and who's on the mound. C.J. Wall is now at the plate for Florida out of Georgia Premier Academy.
I do think I caught the number there as the camera switched. I think that was Wesley Mooring at second base. Looked like a 25 on the jersey. So great defensive work right there from Wesley.
Michigan's hopes are now currently in the hands of Ian Everett. Trailing by 4 against Ohio in the top of the 8th.
See what Liam Collier's got on 0-2. Lefty-lefty matchup. Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty vicious. He goes down on strikes.
Florida is winning, but down to their last out.
Well, now go to Jace Moran. I know Jack McCartney caught up with Jace Moran pregame for an upcoming dugout chatter, so maybe we'll see that one pregame tomorrow. But Sewanee High School in Florida, top-ranked catcher in the state, 9th overall.
There's a lot of Sewanees.
Yeah, there are.
There's a Sewanee, Georgia, and then there's the alternately spelled Sewanee S-E.
Yes.
That's the University of the South.
Correct.
Which is in Tennessee, I think.
It's not quite Springfield's, but...
Correct. Or Athens. Lots of Athens.
Yes. 2 with colleges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild pitch. Michigan's going to get themselves another run. Inch a little bit closer. Runner also trailing. Goes to second base. Make that now 9-6. Nobody out still.
So I'm wondering, just from what we've seen so far, is the courtesy maybe if you score 4 runs, you roll it?
that might be it, or you just sort of feel like
because like that's what happened with Georgia there.
Yeah,
was they put up 4 runs and they rolled it, and then you had the grand slam and they rolled it. They might have scored another run in that inning, but and I think we might have seen that as well in the inning for Ohio.
Well, depending on what Everett does here, as he drives that one 94.8 off his bat, yeah, it's an absolute rope. It's on its way into right center, and that's going to be down for multiple bases. He's going to make his whole way to third. This is a big guy that's showing off some speed.
Did he get
Everett
there?
goes across the bag. Did they get him?
He got him.
Oh, he got him, man, trying to leg it out. But Ian Everett, and I talked about his size when he was at the plate before, 5'9", 185 pounds, but he runs a 6'9", 860. That guy is absolutely coasting, but he goes over the bag, and he's going to be out. But it's now 9-7. But it feels like a similar situation to when we saw Georgia fighting their way back, and the inning ending up getting rolled.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, Florida and Georgia comes to a close with Florida winning 7-5. That, of course, the featured game for prep baseball, so going to be a lot of content coming out of that one. So don't think there's any question who's going to be player of the game in that one. That is clearly going to be Braylon Sheffield, who provided what may be the best moment of this event thus far, as he got the grand slam to help Florida get this 7-5 win. We're going to go single game with you here. We're now just going to go with Michigan and Ohio as we bring you the final throws of this one. There we are back at the corner. Now we're little again, and the game's big, and it feels like I'm watching an IMAX.
Yeah,
as we've now gone.
My eyes are still adjusting, so bear with me.
Down to just Florida and Georgia, one out here in the top of the 8th inning. We will still see Ohio hit because, of course, we got to get through all the pitchers in this one.
Let's just maybe hope they do it quickly.
Beckett's got 48 pitches so far, so he's putting in some work.
Yeah, and that's across the 2 innings of work. Did they just intentionally walk him? I don't know what happened there. My eyes are still adjusting to the large screen. Maybe I missed something.
I got Stanton at the plate right now. One down in the inning. Michigan threatening, trailing by 2 here. Drops that in for a strike. We've got about 4,200 people watching us right now. So despite the fact that we're down to 1 game on at 11:15 on a Thursday night in Georgia. That one has popped up 87.1 off the bat. Where did it go? Nobody knows, as our cameras didn't cut across.
It's an out.
Yeah, there's an out.
Thank you to our
there
umpire.
you go. Love that. Definitive.
Yes.
That's the second out.
Stone cold call right there.
It sure was.
And they're going to roll it.
All right, they are rolling that inning. We are down to our final inning. And you know what? We're going to do it. We haven't done in quite some time. We're going to take a commercial. We're going to take a commercial break. Producer Mason, fire it up.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
So this is going to be a lot of fun. We've got a Canes Midwest showdown here to start off this inning in Michigan and Ohio, because Ohio is going to bring Rocco Bucci to the plate. And meanwhile, you're going to have his Canes Midwest teammate, Cash McLowski, on the mound here for Michigan. So it's an opportunity for these guys who know each other very well. I would anticipate they also know exactly what the other's thinking in this moment as well.
Yeah, you can already see him chirping. You see him smiling.
All right, yeah. This is gonna be good stuff right here.
Living up to the hype.
Yep. All right, Bucci digs in against his Canes Midwest teammate. Watches strike one at 86.4.
Oh, yeah. Cash is moving fast, too. He knows
Both
what
trying to get the edge against the other. Goes breaking ball, whips that in. That was vicious. He's got him down to one strike left. What do you got here?
Rocco couldn't help but smile at that one.
Yep. Working very quickly. Misses there. Is going to extend the AB.
Cash trying to run up the velo, too.
McCloskey misses again. Count's going to be even now. There's going to be some good stories told about this matchup, I am sure, between these two friends and travel teammates. McCloskey goes to the breaking ball. He puts that in play.
Run.
Third baseman goes across the diamond and gets him. Nice battle there. Puts it in play, but McCloskey technically wins that one and be one down. That curveball I threw him was just pretty disgusting.
Yeah, that second pitch there in the at-bat was beautiful.
Now Jackson Schilling from Butler High School with one down.
Starting to see some people pouring out of here.
Yeah,
coming from
Florida. Well, they all left after the Bucci McCloskey match that they all came to see. It came to fruition here in the bottom of the eighth inning.
Everybody was waiting for that.
They
one.
sure were.
They all penciled that one.
I think McCloskey's got somewhere to be.
He's feeling it. He's got to get back to the hotel room. He's got a movie he was planning to watch.
He sure does, yeah. Streaming something.
The umpire's like, come on, man, slow down. I'm sure the umpire wants to go home, too, but Cash moving a little fast.
He is. He's really liking that breaking ball.
Let's see. And, yep, he's ready to go.
All right, here comes the 2-1. Oh, just misses inside. I feel like he got that against the lefty, but doesn't get that call against the righty. Now 3-1. Goes high, and he'll issue a walk here to Jackson Schilling. We'll bring up big, bad Devlin Daniel.
Good way to roll this final inning, a home run.
Yeah, Ohio's #1 player. We've seen him walk a couple times. I just want to see him put a charge into one. Starts him off with a miss outside.
Now you're going to see Cash slow down just a little bit.
Yep.
Got to lock some things back in here.
I don't think you can necessarily be cute against a guy with this much power.
Yeah.
You get the feeling he's trying to stay away from him. Wouldn't mind seeing that secondary inside on him here in a 2-0. Goes right down the middle for a strike.
Dangerous pitch if you're afraid of the hitter to try and get one on the inside, because if you float that over the plate, he will punish you.
There's a 2-1.
It's a great pitch.
Yeah, rips right through that. 86.9 out of the hands of McCloskey.
Now you see Cash moving a little faster. He's got that momentum back. Let's see what he's got here.
Daniel goes foul in 67.7. You know what's interesting about his setup for a guy that generates this much power? Not a lot of leg kick.
I was about to say the same thing. It's a very small step, if any. When he's swinging defensively, he's really not stepping at all. It's more just about the weight transfer.
Well, he's already got the front leg extended so far. There's a very tiny one, but it's almost just...
It's more just a timing mechanism.
Yeah.
And you bring that foot up, and then you bring it down, and you kind of work on that hip weight transfer. That's how you generate some power.
Daniel puts it in play. 71.8. He's going to have himself a single, so a one-out single for Devlin Daniel. He's got his first hit of the game after drawing a couple walks. Now Noah Goatkey from Moeller. Moeller has given us some big moments here on these fields. Yeah. Matt Ponatoski, Zion Theophilus. They've got a couple guys in this matchup. They're suiting up for Ohio, and now we'll get a look at one right now in Goetkey. Second-ranked outfielder in Ohio, number 3 in the class. There's that breaking ball again. He's got runners at first and second. Retired his travel teammate Rocco Bucci to start the inning. Oh, man, gets him chasing outside. Counts 0-2.
Feeling himself with that curveball right now. And rightfully so.
Getke at the plate, a two-time junior feature gamer, 23 and 22. He's got an 0-2 count. Swings through another one, exact same pitch. McCloskey gets him to go down on strikes. Ohio technically has the win, but the momentum in Michigan's favor here in the 8th.
See what Cash has got to finish his day and his pitching appearance here at future games.
St. Ignatius' Braden Colram puts that in play. Second base has it. Throws over to McCloskey. Shows off the athleticism covering the bag, and that's going to bring it into the game. Ohio 9-7 winners over Michigan in the final game of our watch party. As we come back in studio, we're going to bring a close to all of our action for you today. And as we showed you a little bit earlier, if you were watching along, our broadcast schedule for tomorrow. So again, we'll have 2 games. It's going to be SoCal versus Texas South, Alabama versus Florida. Be back at you Saturday with a slate of 4 games, Wisconsin, Illinois, Texas North, Texas South, NorCal, SoCal, Florida, Tennessee, and it all culminates Sunday with the Junior Feature Games Championship, which will be at 2:30. Of course, you'll be able to find all those on X and YouTube, so make sure you join us for all that action. Until then, for Grayson Rosen, excuse me, I'm getting a little caught up. I'm getting verklempt here at the end of this.
Well,
it's a sad day. All right, well, for you. All right, well, Cory McCartney, Grayson Rosen, producers Maddie Bullock and Mason Monroe, and a host of players who came in here during our watch party. I appreciate you all joining us. Tune in tomorrow. We'll have so much more. But for now, we're signing off on a late night from Lake Point Sports.